let these Ku Klux Keishas be their supremacy, they supreme leader and shit like that. Matter of fact, I was watching Angry Man last night. Shout out to Angry Man. He was talking about Jeremy Brown and the funeral, and I'm gonna talk about that in the next couple of days. And it was some chick in that named Kyla, some shit, and it was something that he had said about the black woman and the black man, and I had said, the black woman been kicked out the black man that long time ago. So, and she said, no, it's just you can't get a black woman. And I didn't entertain it at first, but I said, nah, let me go and check this motherfucker.
You fucking income fucking poop.
And I said, you don't know your history. You need to look up the history and see about the black man being kicked out the house. But it's one of the
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yahanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through it. And the damn our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog.
Do. You ready, my brother? All right, my brother's ready. Yeah, like I said, if you come disrespectful, you'll get a warning. And after your warning, you'll get your comment. If it's disrespectful, delete it. And after that, I'm gonna let Reverend X speak his piece.
Cut that bitch off.
And you'll be straight out of Dodge, pimp. So I'm just letting you know. So yeah, man, without further ado, I present y'all from Washington, D.C., the captain. We got my man, my brother, Captain Mashak, up in the house. Brother.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Yahweh Shem Shabrak thumb to all the brothers and Yahweh Shema Thun Bashem Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. That was a greeting in Hebrew, asking the Lord to bless you and watch over you and praying for you for peace for all our people who are the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, the Latinos, and the Native American Indians. We are all 12 tribes of Israel. We all that one blood, that one family. You know what I mean? So, Mr. Palmer, I appreciate you, having me on, man. I really appreciate it, brother.
Look, when we saw that video, and here's the thing. If it would have been any faith and I saw them chastising one of them terrorists, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try to get this brother on the show because I definitely want to talk about it. I want to talk about why you said what you said. I want to talk about how did you feel going through that situation, and also with them so-called brothers who was jumping to her defense, even though she's the one doing the most and trying to cause havoc and damage. I want to talk about that. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but that's one of the main things I want to talk about. But before we get started, let everybody know who you are, where you from, what you represent. Yes, sir.
Okay. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, well, as you said, my name is Captain Mashak of the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yahanna. He's in charge of the school, really of the nation, whether you know it or not. That's your leader right now. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Farrakhan, they're not your leaders. You understand? Your leader is Commanding General Yahanna. You just don't know it yet, but slowly and surely you will be able to realize that, right? The Israelite School of UPK, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible since 1969. It started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And since those days, we've been on the street telling Black people, telling Hispanic and First people or Native people, depends on how you call them, that we are the 12 tribes of Israel according to the Bible. You understand? This is who we are. The Bible is not a religious book. You understand? It's not a religious book. Our oppressor, who is the white man, right, who the Bible says is the devil the Bible speaks of, he has now taken our records and turned it into his weapon against us. The Bible is our constitution. Like America has a constitution, right? And in the American Constitution, there is no space for us, right? That nobody would argue that there's a space for the slaves in America's Constitution. Nobody would argue that there is a space for quote unquote illegal immigrants, even though this was their land first in America's Constitution. America's Constitution was drafted with the conscience and with keeping in mind for the oppressor. It was written for the oppressor, by the oppressor, for his people, for his generations. We had no place in that. And similarly, the Bible is our constitution. This is our code. This is our moral fabric. This is our book of rules and laws that God gave to his children, we the children of Israel. So we've been on the street teaching our people that day in and day out for years upon years, trying to wake this nation up. Yeah, this nation is asleep in America, has been lulled to sleep in America by the comforts of America, by the pleasures, mainly the pleasures of America. America provides so much pleasures. And when I say America, I'm not just speaking about continental America. I'm talking about everywhere America touches. Like America is the modern day Rome. You understand? You're familiar with the saying, all roads lead to Rome? And that's because the Roman Empire was so huge. It was so big, it encompassed so many other territories. Similarly, America today is not just the borders and the states that the political landscape covers. America is the Caribbean islands. America is South America, Canada. America is certain parts of Africa, Europe. America's philosophy dominates. America's way of life dominates. America's pleasures dominate. The problem is America's pleasures dominates inside of us. It's in our spirit. You get the point? For example, in 2 days, there are a bunch of people who are alive today that are going to be dead on Wednesday morning because we love to follow 4th of July. We love to celebrate 4th of July, fireworks and hot dogs. When originally, when the rockets did fly, we was on the plantation. They didn't get independent for us. They didn't fight the British for us. They didn't want freedom so that we could be free. They fought for them, their rights and their privileges to have us continuously enslaved. So why are we continuously celebrating 4th of July? Why are we doing it? Because again, America's pleasures, it appeases our wounds, it appeases our traumas, and we have been lulled to sleep. So now the Lord said, cry aloud and spare not. Show my people their transgressions. And that's what we do on the street. That's what Commander General Yahanna taught us to do on the street. So when you see us out there, it might appear to you that we're going to war against you. Really, we're fighting for you. We're really fighting for you.
Well, I know, me being in Chicago, when I used to be on 89th and Cottage Grove, y'all was on 87th and Cottage Grove every Saturday. I'm sure they still doing it every Saturday, and it'd be like 30 or 40 of them looking like they got on some blue, gold, like I call it ninja suits, and they out there with the bullhorn and out there, preaching word. They was doing that when I was in my teens. So I mean, I've been seeing it. So I am aware of y'all, but I did not know at the time that y'all was in all these different states. I knew New York, I knew DC, but I'm like Tennessee and all these. I'm like, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Y'all all over.
We international, brother. We in the United Kingdom. We in the Caribbean islands. We in Jamaica. We in Trinidad. We in South America. We in Haiti. We in Puerto Rico. We everywhere where God's people is at. And we're not everywhere where God's people is not at. You get the point? But let me just backtrack a little bit. Now, those people who you mentioned before, that doesn't sound like the Israelite school of UPK, right? Not to veer off too much, but there was a time that the I.S.U.P.K was the only Hebrew Israelites on the street teaching what we teach today, right? Over time, as in any war, men have grown weak. Men had started to leech on the pleasures of America. And in doing so, you start going into your own lust and you diverse into your own things and your own way of thinking. What we follow, this is not my personal preference. I've seen in the Bible that God of the Bible said we the children of Israel. I've seen prophecy of slavery in the Bible in the book of Deuteronomy, going into slavery with ships and being sold to our enemies on auction blocks. That's in the Bible. Child support, which you speak on rightfully on your platform, is in the Bible. Your Christian church will never show you that. You get the point? Our women today struggling with not being able to grow their hair and having a ton of weaves and having their shape go from one way to the other and being proud and haughty. That's prophesied in the Bible for who we would become the minute we stop following the Lord. You get the point? All that's in the Bible. So now seeing that, we devote our lives to that because that's who we are as a people. Right. Over time, some brothers have left and formed their own organizations. And it appears at first as we're the same, but we're not the same. The I.S.U.P.K is absolutely singular and not affiliated with any Hebrew Israelite organization, any church, any Muslim mosque, any organization at all. And I know some people, that rubs some people the wrong way. But you go in your Bible and see who Moses looked up with when the Lord used him to bring Egypt to their knees. Go see who Joshua looked up with. Go read who Jeremiah looked up with. It was the Lord always had one. He always chose one from every single thing, and it's the same today.
I understand. I had you're right, because I converted to Islam back in 2005. So under the Sunni. So the thing is, but see now as time went on, I'm more on the spiritual aspects. Because to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I found that each part of these different faiths got some type of full of shit going on. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. So I kind of more like I'm just about for what's right, definitely spiritual. there is a God, there is a higher being. I definitely agree with that.
Right.
But I'm more on the spiritual aspect, and I don't mind getting knowledge from the righteous faith. So I understand where you're coming from. Because I mean, if I didn't talk to you, if I talk to somebody from Nation Islam, I'm gonna hear the same thing from them on how they feel about everybody else in different faith. So I get it. I get it. Now, what I do want to ask you is, let's get back to what you said about, you said child support being in the Bible. Now I heard that before. Can you pull that right quick if you can?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I want y'all to understand, I want you brothers and sisters to understand that yes, child support is in the Bible where they talk about it. So I want this brother to let y'all check it out and you can see it for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. It's in the Bible. Also, too, I want to definitely recognize our Officer Warrior and Officer Bukwashem, two officers who working with me today down here in DC, working behind me, setting up all the technical stuff, following the script, everything, you know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah. So, okay, if I could just pull one scripture before that, then I'll show you the child support in the Bible, right?
Okay.
Now we are the children of Israel, and the Lord gave us laws to follow. He told us if we follow these laws, he would make us above every other nation on the earth. We were never supposed to be equal. Integration was an absolute terrorist attack on Black people. It was, there was no use for it. We're never supposed to be equal with anybody else. Equality is a myth. Nothing is equal. There's always something better than and something that's lesser than. The Lord had us to be in charge of this earth. The Lord wanted us to be running this earth and the other nations under us, and we deciding everything about it. Just like today, who runs the earth today? So-called white man. He's in charge of everything. He decides who eats, who doesn't eat. He decides, if a baby lives or if a baby dies. He decides if a man wants to be a woman, he could go do that today. If a woman wants to be a man, he could do that today. But the minute Kyrie Irving or Kanye say he's the real Jew, he can't do that. The white man is in charge of the earth, and the Bible calls him the devil, the Bible speaks of. So now God wanted us to be in charge. We are a far more just race of people. We are a far more, compassionate race of people. We absolutely have the Lord's Spirit. Because had our oppressor done what he did to us to any other nation, there would be blood in the streets of America. Right. You could imagine he enslaved the Arabs and did to them what he did to us. There would be a terrorist bomb every goddamn weekend. Every weekend, they would be going off. But we are the people who try to say what? Forgive the oppressor. That was in the past. That's who we are as a people. We should be running this earth. So now the Lord told us if we obeyed him, we would rule. He also told us if we disobey him, he would punish us as our father. Now give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. Read it out nice and quicker.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said, if we don't obey him, all these curses will come upon us and overtake us. Now, people look at a curse in the Bible as, something that's spooky or some kind of witchcraft. A curse is a punishment. You could look up the meaning of the word curse. It's a punishment. It's the Lord he's saying he's going to punish us. And these punishments will overtake us. It will come upon us and it will overtake us, meaning it will consume us. And it's running down all the curses or the punishments of who we are today. Who we are today, we live in a punished state. So now child support is one of them. Give me it in 26 and 26. You have it? Go ahead.
Leviticus, that's verse 21.
Go ahead. Now, this is in the book of Leviticus. This is also an extension of the curses. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 21. And if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins.
You understand? So he said, if you walk contrary unto him, like the Lord is a black man, God is a black man. It says that in the Bible. And just like a black father, his children, you want to walk contrary unto him, he's destroying your PlayStation, he's taking your Jordans, he putting you on a curfew, You might get that belt too, depending on your age. He is going to bring plagues on you. He's going to bring curses on you because you his children. Not because he hates you, because he wants you to be better. So he's saying you walk contrary unto him. He's going to bring these curses. Give me 26.
Verse 26. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven.
He said, when I have broken the staff of your bread. The staff of your bread is, the staff represents what you would use to slave or to work, to make money, like a staff that a shepherd would have. Because we were farmers and I get into the agriculture and husbandmen. When I have broken the staff of your bread, that bread, just like how we talk today, this brother, my bread running low, this bread running low, that bread is what you get from your work, your daily bread. We refer to money today as bread. It's the same thing. When I have broken the staff of your bread, go ahead.
And they shall.
When I have broken the staff of your bread.
10 women.
How much?
10 women.
How much?
10 women.
It says 10 women, go ahead.
Shall bake your bread in one oven.
10 women will bake your bread in one oven. Any more?
And they shall deliver your bread again by weight.
And they will deliver you your bread according to weight. Meaning what? You are 11. They're 10. You are 11. You're going to get one part of 11 and they'll keep the rest. That's your check at the end of the week.
Yeah,
your check is that bread. That check. Say that again, brother.
No, I'm saying that sounds like a child support check, but that sounds like some sucker with 10 baby mamas.
Listen, but listen, it happens. It happens.
Yeah, it happens, man. We got brothers out here with just one, and we paying the big bread, man, loaf.
That's what it is. And once again, this is a punishment. Like the way we live today, it's an absolute punishment from the Lord because we refuse to listen to him. We refuse to listen to him. And by majority, most brothers are into that. There's brothers who facing child support with one woman for sure. But then there's brothers who you try to make it work again with another sister. You try again with another sister. Shit. Some of our athletes try with another race, which is something they should never do. You should never cross and go over to some white woman or some Arab or some Japanese thinking it's okay, because they'll do the same thing. Go ask Chris Rock. He married some Ethiopian. She took him for bad.
Listen, I tell people on my channel, baby mama Ted's coming all forms. Going to another race ain't gonna necessarily save you. Matter of fact, you get done in worse. So I mean, I agree with that.
Absolutely.
If they wicked, that it's just wicked. It ain't about the color. I agree fully.
Listen, this is what more needs to happen. Our people, both men and women, we need to have the Lord on our side, so we can avoid the trenches and the ditches that are laid out for us to fall into. Right. The Bible says a strange woman is a deep ditch. That's in the Bible.
Say that again.
The Bible says a strange woman is a deep ditch, meaning a strange woman is a woman who's not of your people. And that's what brothers like. Brothers like that exotic. They like foreign cars and foreign women. They like strange women. You know what I mean? And listen, that ain't nothing new. That's been since the days of the Bible. Listen, what's the brother named Samson? Samson lost all his strength. He was a judge in Israel. He was a judge, like he had power in Israel. Samson's mother said, "Can't you find a woman of your own people to marry? You ought to go follow one of these Africans." And Samson lost his power over a strange woman. It's a deep ditch. You're not going to come out of it. You're not going to come out of it unless the Lord is with you. You get the point? Unless the Lord is with you.
I got to ask you a question. One, how long you been with the faith? And no, I'm gonna ask you that. Let me ask you that first. How long you been with the faith?
Okay, I've heard of the I.S. I was first introduced to the I.S.U.P.K in 2005, 2004, 2005, and in 2005, the brother who introduced me to the school, he was in D.C. at the time, and I'd never heard about it, right? And he had put me on a three-way call with Commanding General Yahanna, who was in charge of the school. And I had never heard of this brother. I didn't know nothing about him. brother, and he broke down some things to me in the Bible. The call was about 3 hours long, and it didn't seem that long. And he broke down some things to me in the Bible. I left the church that night. That night, that was the end of that. And still to this day, I want that pastor to give me every damn penny I ever put in that church back. But he did nothing. He did nothing for it.
Let me ask you, speaking of that, was you Baptist?
Okay, no, not Baptist. It was one of them happy-go-lucky mass churches. One of them. It's not Catholic, but one of those type of, those New Age churches.
Lutheran, or like, well, you got this new stuff you write. I don't know. It's so many different sets.
But it was not Catholic. It wasn't Catholic. It wasn't Seventh-day Adventist. It wasn't one of those strong. It's the other ones where everybody just come and
everybody come. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't. But you, how long you was under that faith?
It was from birth, because I can't just say that faith, because like every black family, the minute one parent has an issue with the preacher or the pastor, they leave and go to the next church. Right. So I can't just say that one faith, but I've been born a Christian and grew up a Christian, like everybody. Everybody has been Christian in some way or the other.
Yeah, when I was coming up, my mom was Baptist, and I got baptized at her church. So yeah, you're right. Is it non-denomination? Because I know you got the non-denomination. They take anybody, right?
It might be one of those. I know it was not Baptist. I knew the difference between Baptist and Catholic and stuff like that. Okay, but I do remember going to those churches. You know what I mean? But all in all, Christianity is white supremacy. Every church teaches you to obey the white man. Every mosque teaches you to obey the white man. And I'm talking about the religious institutions that we participate in. If you're an Arab, you from Arabia, Afghanistan, whatever, Pakistan, and you want to be a Muslim, go be a Muslim. But black people, Hispanic and Native Indians, these religions were brought to us. This is not something we knew. And that's in the Bible too. I can show you that after. Moses told us we would worship wood and stone in this new land of our slavery. Wood and stone. What's the symbol of the Christian church? That wooden cross. What's the symbol of the mosque? That stone. And that's the two main religions in our community, right? And they both teach us to obey our oppressor. They both teach us to accept our oppressor. They both teach us to never, ever seek justice against our oppressor.
Now that same cross that everybody, wear and stuff, that's really the mark of the beast.
Well, the cross is not the mark of the beast.
So it's not the cross.
What the cross represents is the mark of the beast. Okay. Christianity is the mark of the beast. Okay. White supremacy is the mark of the beast. It's the philosophy of this oppressor. Right. And his philosophy in mind is the mark. When you take up arms to him in your hand, you get what?
And also, when they bidding.
Say that one more time.
When they do they bidding, that's also the mark of the beast. Because we got a lot of them running around the community now. Yeah,
that's right. That's also the mark of the beast. The U.S. military is the mark of the beast. Is the arm of the beast. The police force is they fight and enforce the laws of the beast. They enforce his philosophy. Your Christian preachers, all our black leaders, politicians, Farrakhan, they all have that mark of the beast. And let me just say this. I know at one time all those brothers meant well and really loved black people. But without the Spirit of the Lord, there's some way or somehow you are going to be derailed, because there's nothing except the Lord that's more powerful than the beast on the earth.
That's right, right?
He runs the earth. Do what the hell he wants unless the Lord stops him. And only when we turn to the Lord, then he'll be stopped.
I'm about to use that, because a lot of these baby mama terrorists are walking around with the mark of the beast, because they definitely do the hey man, I'm for real. I come the right hands of white supremacy. So I mean, they definitely doing their bidding. So yeah.
You're right. Our sisters have been oppressed in this empire, have been squashed in this empire. So too have our brothers for damn near 400 years and even before. So right now, our women, you really have become the lieutenant of our oppressor against your nation, not just black men, but against your nation. You get the point? Against your nation. And okay, I'm saying this from a position of absolute, sincere, and pure love for every single black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman. I have to tell it to you because the Bible says you are the weaker vessel. Meaning what? You're a vessel carries something. Like I have a cup here. It carries something. A weak vessel cannot carry as much as a vessel that's whole. The Bible says you're not a weak vessel, but you're the weaker vessel. Meaning when it comes to your black man, you are the weaker vessel. You can't handle so much. And because you can't handle so much, you are more emotional by nature. Very much more emotional. Logic comes second to you. You get the point? Your first instinct is to be emotional. And because you're emotional, our oppressor, he is slick like a snake. Absolutely slick and deceitful. And he is able to seduce our sisters because our sisters become naive. He's able to placate to their emotional state. He's able to placate to them because they're more sensual. They're the more sensual side of our nation, meaning they respond to how they feel. And our oppressor could play all the way into that. And he can get you to turn on your nation. He could get you to turn on your husband, get you to turn on your children. And again, that was prophesied in the Bible.
Let me ask you this, because I noticed you say black, Hispanic, and Indian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why do you include the Hispanics and the Indian?
No problem. That's an excellent question. According to the Bible, the 12 tribes of Israel are made up of these 12 sons of a man called Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and he fathered 12 sons or 10 sons, and one son had 2 sons, and they are included also in the nation. But just to be specific. Now, the description of each tribe is in the Bible. It's in Genesis 49. And that's how we understand who is who today. So, of course, the 12 tribes would be sold into slavery, into a land which no man knew, a whole land that nobody ever knew before, which is where we are today. And when we look in this side where the descendants of the slaves are, you look at the prophecies concerning 12 tribes of Israel, and you can find those characteristics of those people today. Now, does that mean nobody else went into slavery? Hell no. There's Arabs enslaving Somalians right now, people from southern Sudan. But they know who they are. The Sudanese, they know who they are. The Sudanese have their leaders. The Sudanese have their religion. The Ethiopians have their religion. They have their leaders. We are the people who were sold and stripped of every goddamn thing and have been serving this oppression. So now when we look at the description of everyone, the native people, the tribes, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Blackfoot, they are the tribes of Gad and Reuben according to the Bible. When you look at the description in the Bible, the characteristics of the people in the island of Puerto Rico, the port of riches, those people are the tribe of Ephraim or Aparium in the Bible. Joseph is their father. He had Ephraim and Manasseh, 2 sons. Ephraim is the island of Puerto Rico. Manasseh is the Cubans. Historically, even explorers have found this and recorded this in their journals. There's a book called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. In that book, there's an explorer called Montesinos, a Portuguese explorer. And he was sent to scout on this side of the earth. When he got here, he heard the native Indians speaking Hebrew. He knew it was Hebrew because he learned Hebrew. He went to them and they said, the tribe of Joseph is on an island not too far from here. So even they knew who they were because they came over here in the same conditions. Our people don't understand it because we see certain things and buy into our oppressors' propaganda, thinking this is a skin thing, a complexion thing. This is not about complexion. This is not about melanin. This is about a bloodline. This is about a father who has children that was stolen. Right. Now, let me ask you, somebody kick in your door and steal your kids and say to you, Mr. Palmer, I'm Mr. Palmer now, and your kids gonna call me daddy. How far would you go to get them back? Extremely far. That's
you heard that, right? Did you hear that? I'm going into I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail.
Listen, that's it. That's what this is about. This is about a bloodline. This is a bloodline. This is straight up bloodline.
Well, I'm letting you know right now. There's people in here that disagree.
That's fine.
Well, yeah. There's people that disagree, and the thing is, the reason why, because I ain't gonna lie, when I was coming up, my father Israelite, I thought Israelite was like Nation Islam, just all black. One no other race accepted, just black, and that's it. But I notice now, I do hear, as I got grown paying attention, I have here Hispanic, Indian, black. So that's why that's the reason why I asked you what made you say that. Now let me ask you this: can't no white.
If I could just chime on that too, and just hold the question. Remember it, please. Like we've all grown up thinking that. Now, if that's the case, right, and the all black, it's the people. Most of the people who disagree with the so-called Mexicans being our brothers, the Puerto Ricans, the Brazilians, the Haitians, the Simeonites, the tribe of the Dominicans. Most people who disagree with that would willingly accept Nigerians, Ethiopians, Somalians, whoever else. My question is, when have they ever accepted us as a people? Right. They all came over here and benefited off of the civil rights movement that your forefathers got hoses turned on them, German shepherds sicked on them, got their heads cracked for civil rights, and they are the ones who benefit the most. I know Chicago is a city like any other city in America, and the Arabs run the gas stations, the 7-Elevens, the East Indians run the hotel industry, and this is all after civil rights. So now, if they're the same as us and we want to accept them, when have they ever accepted us? So Obama is. Go ahead.
Go ahead. When you go ahead, you said Obama. Go ahead. End it.
Obama, who's supposed to be from Chicago, right? Or representing Chicago.
Supposed
to be. That, he's an African. His father is a Kenyan. His mother is white. You are whatever your father is. Men carry seed. I know some women. You think you're the creator of life. I hate to get break your heart. But listen, you that menstrual cycle you have is you getting rid of something dead.
Right.
The seed that comes out of a man, that sperm is alive. He puts it into you. You return his child to him in 9 months, and together you'll raise a family. Right. Barack Obama is a Kenyan. He's an African, but he identified with the black movement. He talked like a Southern black preacher. Was on his way into the White House, he was talking black. And when he got in there, he said, "I'm America's president." And he also took opportunity to step on black men. I remember it clearly.
I talked about that always, but go ahead, you do it for me.
That's it. He stepped on black men.
He said men need to be better fathers.
Exactly.
And that's a lie. And that's a lie. We are the best fathers. We are better fathers. We are good fathers. We're the most involved fathers. See that? I lost respect for him after that. It was a rap anyway. He ain't doing it for black folks anyway. So yeah, that right there, people will sell out to get some money, clout, get a seat, keep their power up. That's what I'm talking about when I say these people will not call out what they need to call out, because he know that more women is going to vote for him or go out there and vote versus men. So they not stupid.
And listen, that's the pandering to our sisters that I'm talking about. Like a lot of people were fooled with Barack Obama, but listen, thanks the Lord to Commander General Yahanna. I was in DC in 2007, 2006 and 7, when Commander General Yahanna said these words: "We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house." Right. And brother, the crowd, the mob of people who wanted Obama in office, they descended on the camp, circled the camp, and said, "We are going to put you to death today for speaking about Obama." 8 years later, everybody is angry at Obama. You should have listened to our prophet. You should have listened to the prophets of God.
Yeah, my dumb ass voted for him twice, so yeah, shame on me.
Listen, so some of us learned the hard way, but the good thing is you learned.
Yeah, I learned because I wanted to have a black man in the White House, and I thought he was going to do something for black community and black America, but no, he didn't. So I mean, It is what it is. This will happen. You depend on a man to do something for you anyway. So
a man who's not from your nation.
I'll go with that. He definitely ain't. No, he ain't from my nation. He definitely from my nation. He's not from my nation. No. He no. To me, he used his black skin to get in where he fit in to get what he wanted. No different.
Now you see why I say we can't go by skin. We got to go by who your father is. And
Right.
his father is not the same as our fathers.
Right.
In fact, when you check the history, the Africans, especially those on the west coast of Africa, who they like to claim we come from, they helped sell us in the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, we would have aware of that, especially when you watch it. I know a lot of y'all probably didn't watch it, but Woman King, I finally went on and watched it. If you watch it and also watch the documentary and watch the history, yeah, they definitely enslaved their own. They definitely enslaved.
Not their own, because we are not Africans. We lived among them. We are originally from Israel, from Jerusalem. We fled into Africa, fleeing the Romans in the 70 AD destruction of Jerusalem. And why did we run into Africa? Because they are dark-skinned like us. And we went in there to hide amongst these different shades of brown. Why didn't we flee into Germany and Poland if the real Jews are white? Right. But the real Jews are black, so we fled into Africa to hide amongst them, lived there for hundreds of years. There's places in Africa named after the tribes of Israel. And when the oppressor came to get the children of Israel, because historically in the earth's history, every major empire has had the children of Israel in slavery. From the Egyptians to the Syrians to the Babylonians to Rome to Greece, and now today America, it's the same people in slavery building the empire. When they wanted to build this empire, they sent for us in Africa. The Arabs provided the ships because they were merchants of the day. The Africans rounded us up as a different people from them, a different tribe. The Africans didn't sell other Africans into slavery. What would happen if you sell your next door neighbor's son into slavery? There'd be civil war. The Africans didn't sell Africans into slavery. Africans sold the children of Israel to our oppressor, the white man. That's what happened.
So let me ask you this question. If a white person wanted to join the faith, are they would you allow it, or would y'all allow it, or nah, we just don't accept white people at all because all y'all are devils, or it depends?
Well, let me answer it with this. All right. Okay. I hate to be the one to answer a question with a question, but let me answer it with this. Let's say Bruce Lee's son comes to you and said, Mr. Palmer, I want to be a Palmer, and I want to call you daddy, and I want you to call me son. And I want you to raise me up and to learn to play football, learn to rap, learn to be the best man on the face of the earth, which is the black man, that's hands down. I need you to leave your inheritance, everything you have in your name, whatever it is, leave it to me. Could Mr. Lee become Mr. Palmer? All right then. Like this ain't the weekend club. This is not a fraternity. This is a bloodline. Right. This is a bloodline. You are not of our bloodline. I couldn't let you in even if I wanted to. You are different from me. I'm different from you. That's just it. You know what I mean?
Okay. I just wanted to know. So if they come, they black, Mexican, Indian, they have more of a chance, right? Because of their lineage and the bloodline, right?
Well, they have not more of a chance, but they are the children of Israel.
Okay.
You are who your father is. And once again, this is not a skin thing. No. So right. No, I'm saying just for, I know some viewers think like I always like to use the example. Blake Griffin, everybody know who Blake Griffin is. He used to play in the NBA, right?
Right.
He presents as kind of white. His father is black, which means he's black. Mm-hmm. Blake Griffin's son looked like Justin Bieber. He looks like a full-on white man. Right.
Yeah.
Is Blake Griffin's son because he looks that way means he is white? No.
No,
it comes from that black man. So it doesn't matter what they look like. It matters the seed that's transferred. On the flip side, everybody loved Bob Marley. One love, right? Bob Marley looks like a black man. He is a devil. His father was a white British ex-military man named Nestor Marley, who went to Jamaica and seduced a 17-year-old black woman who was Bob Marley's mother. And you know what I mean by seduced. If you know anything about our oppressor and young, healthy black and Hispanic women, the seduction is get you to come in a place where you're not protected and violate you.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I want to. I mean, in order to join the KKK, you got to have pure white blood. You can't be you can't be mixed. So I mean, same thing.
All right. Ain't nobody fighting them on that. So leave me the hell alone. Let me love my people.
Right. I wouldn't fight that either. So I agree with that. Okay. So you told me when we talked on the phone, you from New York. Right.
The school started in New York.
I'm talking about you personally. You personally.
No, I'm originally from the Caribbean.
Okay.
I'm originally from Trinidad. Trinidad.
Yep. Okay. All right. Trinidad. Okay. So you was born in Trinidad, but raised basically in New York, DC.
No, I was born in Trinidad and spent the first parts of my life in there. The second part of my life, I was raised by Commander General Yahanna. Like I look back now and I understand the Lord had a specific way for me to walk. I look back now and see that clearly. Like again, from what I was telling you, after that phone call, brother, I began to look to find a way to come find Commander General Yahanna and follow him. And that's been my life ever since.
Okay.
Ever since. Like that conversation is the only reason I'm here. If I never had that phone call, I would not be here. I'd be enjoying carnival somewhere in the Caribbean, traveling to Brazil, living life in lust like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because I mean, as you know, my channel is basically about men. I speak on men as a whole, because I say when it comes to the system, it don't matter what race, color you are. No man is exempt. But I do also say when it comes to the black man, we get the worst. We always get the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying, over everybody else. But what I wanted to ask you, you ain't got to mention no name, but are there some brothers that's in the faith going through the same situation as far as child support or alienated to be a father around their kids? Because I know there's some brothers in here that's Israelite that they been fighting trying to be a father as well, not allowed, not because they did something wrong, not because they're abusive, not because they doing domestic violence and raping somebody, but because we're not together no more. Fell in relationship, fell in divorce, or she'd rather get government daddy's handouts.
I got you. Okay, I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah,
because a lot of people think we fake the funk, and we come from the same places you come from. We come from the same background you come from. We struggle with the same vices that you struggle with in the world, and we have made the same mistakes you made before. There are brothers in here who have been put in the system for child support. And what I'm about to say to you is absolutely no fabrication and no lie. I have seen those brothers go to war for their child or children in some cases, go to court, fight the courts. The woman brings our tapes to court and say, he shouldn't be with this man because this man hates white people and he's the terrorist and this and that, and they hate the church and they don't celebrate birthdays and they don't celebrate Christmas, and they speak in this Hebrew and they play the tapes of the boot kisses, they play the tapes of us calling the white man the devil, they play the tapes. And I've seen the judge say, give him his child full custody and you could contact us for visitation. I've seen it happen. I've seen the Lord deliver children into the hands of righteous black men.
Right.
I've seen the Lord do it. I've seen listen, I'll tell the story, brother. I've seen the Lord do something ridiculously amazing. A brother was facing a court case because a woman and her daughter lied on him, and he was facing immense time for this situation. The judge, he was involved in a racket in the state he was in where he was incarcerating young children into this private juvenile institution and getting kickbacks from the institution. At the time of the brother's case, the judge was residing over it, and it just looked like the judge wasn't trying to, rock with him at all on anything. The story broke about the racket. The judge went into his chambers and blew his brains out, committed suicide. The case went to a new judge. The case went to a new judge. Hear me out. The case went to a new judge. The daughter turned and said, this whole thing is a lie. And the case is done right now. I've seen the Lord work amazing, amazing things, with brothers and sisters who leave America behind. That's what you got to do. You got to leave this filthy slut behind. America is a whore that is so beautiful and so pretty and is so full of diseases that it's hard for our people, and I mean men and women, to leave this place behind. You turn your back on the white man and seek the Lord, I guarantee you're going to see absolute miracles happen in front of your face. Like, how in the hell this happened? So yes, brothers have gone through it. And I've seen brothers come on the other side of it. You just have to stay faithful to the Lord. The Lord gonna deal with them, man. He gonna deal with it. I've seen the Lord in the brother and the sister was in the world, and they are at odds like everybody else. The brother comes into the truth. She is fighting against him, and the Lord put her in a position where now she comes in right after him and is a totally different person. And now they had a whole family, and the Lord done give him 2 and 3 more wives.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. So y'all definitely do polygamy.
Of course. Why not?
See,
black women are absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you understand that.
Of course.
Black women, they're the best women on the face of the earth.
That's right.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, they ain't nobody touching you on the earth. Not the Chinese, not the East Indian, especially not the African. The African woman trying to be like you. Thames win a Grammy, not for singing unkum bunkum, whatever African bullshit they sing over there. She tried to sing R&B just like you. You the best woman on the earth. And the Lord said a man can have 0 if he wants to, 1 if he wants to, or 10 if he wants to. A man can have any amount of wives he wants. The only issue is he cannot leave any one of them.
Right.
The Bible says sex is marriage. The minute you lay down with a woman, that's your wife. Sisters, you put your legs to a man, that's the marriage right there. It ain't no white dress and ain't no ring. Don't listen to the white man, because that's not in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. I got $200 right now. If you could ask your preacher, where's I do? Where's for better or for worse? Where's the rice, the white dress, the ring, and the best man and the damn bridesmaids in the Bible? That's not in the Bible.
Well, I realize when it comes to man-made marriage, all that is just a contract to set the man up for failure. So you're right about that. I definitely believe more into a spiritual marriage versus American-made marriages, because all they do is set the man up for failure. So I agree. Now, in my opinion, but like I say, you talking on the spiritual aspect. In my opinion, having 2 or 3 wives, that's 2 or 3 headaches and 2 or 3 terrorists maybe in the end or something like that. So I don't know about that. For me, I don't know about 3, 4 wives.
Listen, bro, there's brothers in this school got way more wives than that. I ain't gonna call them names. But listen, this is the beautiful thing about it, though. This is the beautiful thing about it.
Power to you.
Listen, our sisters on the left-hand side have become the lieutenant for our oppressor. So of course they're gonna be a headache.
Yeah.
But on the right-hand side, brother, believe you me when I tell you the right-hand side, it's a good headache to have.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good headache to have, brother. You could go from 0 children to 10 in 2 years. You have now a greater economic power. You have now one of your ribs might lose her slavery, which they call a job or employment. She might have to hold on for a little while. You could, because you run your household, you could now take resources from other households and help this sister out, make sure she don't fall to the wayside. Like this thing here, we are supposed to run the entire earth, man. We are supposed to run this entire earth, and it starts with running your house. In here, we run our house. We don't run around the house.
Right.
We run our house.
Supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Damn right. I agree. I agree with that.
And that's only because Spirit of the Lord, the Most High in Christ, and what we all learn from Commanding General Yahanna. So, Slaki, go ahead, brother.
And since I'm about wives of women, let's talk about the situation that happened when you was in DC.
Okay.
Was that this year when that happened?
Yeah, that was in March. It was just before our Passover.
So it was in March, because somebody told me it was last year. I said, no, I don't think it was last year. I don't think it was this month. I mean, last month, but I'm like, nah, it was recent, but it don't matter. Old or not, it need to be heard. So this happened in March. And so what happened, brother? I'm gonna play the video, but I want to hear from you first. What happened?
Okay. From a memory, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we're on the street. We're on the street in DC right now on Saturdays. Every Saturday, we out there on the corner from about 12 to about 7 or 8 at night. Sometimes longer, depends on, somebody might want to come up and try to tell us we're wrong. So can't remember the time it was, but the sister came up first and she agreed. She said, that's right. Black men, black power. She was, encouraging. Went over to the table, then put some money in the bucket, which is what people usually do. And then she came to the front and started yelling, I have a question. The brother who was speaking at the time, Officer Barak, he told her, anyone has any questions, please go to the information table on the right and have your questions answered, which is our UPK standard, a standard UPK. We don't have to address everyone who comes up because, of course, when we teaching, whatever topic a brother is teaching on, that's what the Lord wants heard that day. Right. And in certain instances, you're not going to stop teaching something to just answer anybody. You send them to the side. We have an information desk.
I agree.
And you could go and just ask your questions. She said, to hell with all of that. Why you can't answer my question and start going off? So I told the brothers.
Entitlement.
Oh, listen. I told the brothers, just ignore her.
Right.
And brother, she's from there. Then it turns out y'all don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong. And then she said, that's not even the Lord's name. The Lord's name is some Egypt god Anu or something like that.
So
go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, so when she said that means she's Hotep, I assume.
Oh, I don't know which Tep she is.
Right.
I don't know which Tep she is. Yeah, I mean, she could be
one of them. One of the
back. She the back step or the front step, or which step? You got the emo step. Right. I don't know.
We don't know, right?
but so at that point, of course, I decided to engage her because of what she was saying about the Most High's name, which is something people are confused about, people don't know. And from at that point, that's shortly after that is where most people have seen that video. But once I engaged her, she came over, she kicked down the whole line of signs and slapped the brother's hand before what you all saw.
Okay.
And left.
Oh, wow. Okay. And
she walked away. And then I started saying, this is the result of the Christian church. Because right. Christianity, again, is the mark of the beast. And the Christian church has destroyed the Lord's order. The Christian church is the ones who say pork is the other white meat when God calls it an abomination. The Christian church is where you learn that shrimp, crabs is delicacies when the Lord calls that abomination. The Christian church is where you learn that being a homosexual or a lesbian is just an alternative lifestyle when God calls that an abomination. The Bible says the head of every man is Christ, the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So you have the Most High God first, then our King Christ, another black man. Then you have black men, then you have black women. But when I say black, I also mean Hispanic and Native people. Then you have children. That's the structure. That's the hierarchy. That's how you build a family.
But wait a minute. You're right about that. What I don't get is she was just saying, yeah, you right, here's some money. But because y'all didn't engage with her because she wanted to use her entitlement, you're supposed to stop what you're doing to talk to that terrorist. Now all of a sudden, that's not right. What you're saying is wrong anyway. Why? How did you get from being right to wrong just because y'all didn't engage with her when she wanted you to.
On her too. Well, that's what I'm explaining. That comes from the Christian church. The Christianity has catered to a woman's whims and fancies from its inception. That's that's why in the church the lights are low. That's why a preacher wears a nice tight suit and an old slick haircut like a pimp. He makes himself attractive to women. That's why in the church there's flowers and a band. Which nigga you know like flowers?
Not me.
Thank you. That's why in the church the choir and the band is made up of homosexuals, because black women, not all, some best friends are gay men. They feel safe, right? They say they feel safe around gay men. They don't feel the sexual threat, right?
They love that. They love it. They raise their sons to be like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where it comes from. Christianity has now made a woman, seek power, and in that power she destroys herself, which is also prophesied in the Bible. Like a sister is supposed to have authority over her, like everybody does. A sister, both men and women, both boys and girls, supposed to have a father in that home, because the father brings balance. A mother is a nurturer. She's supposed to be sweet and kind. But at a certain age, to both boys and girls, mommy is not scary anymore. Sometimes it happens when you're the same height as her. Sometimes it happens with boys once they start going through that puberty, that she can't discipline them. Now you need daddy to come with that bass in his voice to instill fear of the Lord in you. And he doesn't have to hit you. He doesn't have to be abusive. Just his presence around makes you act right. And then eventually when this young girl becomes an adult, she goes through her flower and she's at the age where she's marrying. She's able to marry, usually around 18, 19, 20. Now she understands her life. She understands things. Now she can consider her husband. That father is supposed to choose her husband for her. Not the arranged marriage like the heathens, but of course, brothers is going to see her and want her. And the brother is not supposed to go to her first. He would go to her father and talk to her father and ask his permission to talk to the daughter. The father could say, "Girl, forget him. He ain't no good. He ain't ready." Or he could say, "This brother here, you should consider him." And of course, if she likes him, the father now gives his daughter to this man to have sex with. By that time, all the families know each other. So now there's a whole social responsibility in here. So 2 years later, after the novelty of the marriage wore off, and you all did every sex position you all had in that new house, and she pissed you off, you don't just throw her away because you know her father. You got to see her father or her big brother or some father figure in the street. And now when you piss her off, she don't just run home, because they're going to ask you, what happened to you? You better go back to that man. You better make it up with him. You better go and make things right. Yeah, he pissed you off. So what? Life ain't perfect. Man up. Go in there and apologize and work that thing out. And now we have marriages that last 50, 60, 70 years. Right. You get the point? That's how that thing is supposed to be done. But the Christian church and America don't tell a woman, "Thou art loosed." That's what T.D. Jakes said. Woman, you are loosed. You could do what the hell you want. And you in charge. Who run the world? That's what Beyonce said, right? Women run the world. And now,
yeah.
And now you could just demand things, and anybody is supposed to just give you what you want. Not in here. We make that abundantly clear. You don't run anything up in here. And you could get brothers to do what you want by using your femininity. Mm-hmm. But the minute you lose your feminine side and decide you are going to demand and dictate, now I have to correct you, sis. I have to correct you out of love.
And thank you for saying that, because that's the point I'm trying to make. See, they think you obligated to, stop what you're doing, and you supposed to run to their bank account like they run the show. Let me let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X for you women out here that really still believe that. You've been had. You've been had. Yeah. See, I don't know. I can't say it's just Christianity, man. It might be your mama, it might be the white man, it might be white supremacy or the system, man. I don't know. But they really is setting you up for a long ride, because your end game, and my brothers and sisters know what that is. The end game is the wall, and the wall is undefeated. You're gonna definitely hit that wall, and you will be alone. So
yeah, Absolutely. And it's not good alone. It's not good alone.
Yeah.
Eventually, the batteries in that damn toy you're buying is going to die.
Exactly.
That shit is, get the real one, sis. Get the one with the veins in it, like General Hyman say. Get the one with the veins in it. You get the point? And
Yeah.
but to do that, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Now, you said, it's because of being raised in Christianity, but now, in my opinion, I say of who raised her, who she only been around, because most of them have been around their mama or their grandmama. They ain't had no father around, no lead, no head of the household, fatherless homes, for whatever reason. And some of these, he don't even go to church to let alone talking about because of the Christian faith. What's your take on that? Because I don't think it's just basically all believing in the Christian faith. I think it's also how they was raised and who raised them, who they was around.
Okay. Let me first let me just respond to, as I saw somebody in your chat said, I wish marriages was arranged like that now in the black community, the black diaspora. I'm gonna just let you know it's arranged like that in here. Right. In the Israelite school of I.S.U.P.K, Commandant General Yahanna approves all marriages. He approves a courtship process. And once again, it's not nobody's forced. It's if two people are interested in each other, there's a brother who is over that brother, who, when I say over him, has authority over him. There's somebody who has authority over the sister, acting like father figures to them both. And of course, if they want to court, they have to get permission. They want to go out, they have to get permission. Then when they're ready to go get married, which is the sex part, they want to get physical, they get permission. It's worked out. A dowry is negotiated. And then Commander General Yahanna approves it. You pay a dowry, and now you get to have sex with this woman for the rest of your life, understanding that any problems, you are now her new daddy. She call you daddy any goddamn way. So you're going from daddy, being a little girl, to daddy in the bed, or zaddy, like them girls like to say. But either way, you now have a man for the rest of your life. So it is like that. Once again, the UPK is your final destination.
Question.
Yeah, please.
The dowry. Who the dowry go to?
The dowry goes to the father figure, or in some cases, that sister, her father is in the school. Like we have full families in here. There's brothers who have daughters who's marriageable age in the school. Some would go to him and some would go to the school. It depends. It all depends on the situation. You get the point? But traditionally, you would work out your dowry with the father or the father figure of that girl. And you can negotiate it. You could say, well, Salaki, sir, excuse me, sir, that might be too high for me. But once again, as you courting his daughter, it would behoove you as a man to get to know this man. And as you get to know him, he might start to appreciate you as a young man. He might get into what you're into. And he might say, listen, man, you a solid brother. How about you just come around and work for me for a while, or work with me in this thing here? You could have my daughter. It's on you, got to pay for her. That can happen too. You get the point? It all depends. But now the relationships is formed, the bonds are formed. So when trouble does come, and trouble will come, there's no marriage that's without its.
You right about that. You right about.
You know what I mean? What makes it perfect is the both of us know that we don't have an option to go separate ways.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That option to go separate ways, it's Satan. It's satanic. We don't have an option to go separate ways, so we're gonna work this thing out. And you, my sister. And you're going to look at me as your brother, so we're not going to be evil to each other. We could be angry, but we ain't going to be evil. We're going to work the whole thing on, and we have a whole support system around us, father figures, brothers, sisters, aunties. We have a whole nation around us that we have a responsibility to. I would never shame my nation and put away any of my wives. You get the point? And my wife never better shame their nation, not themselves, but shame us as a people and go hoard herself by going and taking another man. Having a responsibility to your Black, Hispanic, and Native people is so golden. Right. It's gold.
Yeah, I'm aware about the dowry, and I actually, there's nothing wrong with the dowry, but I was wondering, making sure it was going to the father and not to the mama. That's all I want to make sure. See, if you would have told me that, yeah, it goes to the mother and the grandmother, then that's when I was I had to use the.
But listen, let me give you more. The mother and the grandmother gets more than the dowry because now they get a son. They've gained a son.
I agree. I agree.
Now her mother is my mother. Now her father is my father.
Right.
Now her grandmother is also my grandmother. You get the point? Like it's such a gain The marriage of a union is
Right.
such a gain, brother, in the spirit of the Lord on the right-hand side.
I agree. Just make sure that it's going to the Father. I get it. They gain a son, and I gain a mama. It's going to that man over there. That's all. See, I'm definitely for the way the roads are supposed to be. The way y'all talking is spiritual, but it's traditional as well, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it should always be. But of course, like you said, a lot of us been manipulated and misled to go another route with our stupid ass. So, and this is the end game that we have to face because of it. So I agree with you to the fullest.
Now, if I could get back to that question you asked before, I don't want to forget it. You asked about how could someone who may not have grown up in the church, but they've been raised a certain way, how do they get out of Christianity, right? Or they may not actually be Christian.
Be Christian, yeah.
Okay, well, okay. This is what you have to understand. And again, thanks be to the Israelite School of UPK and the Command General Yahanna, because without it, we would not know it. Outside of the truth, and in here we say outside of the I.S.U.P.K, everyone is Christian.
Okay.
Everyone. Muslims celebrate Christmas, right?
I don't.
Not every Muslim.
I'm just letting you know. I don't celebrate that shit.
This is not to you. This is not to you.
I'm not taking it. No, I'm not taking nothing personal, brother. I'm just saying, even before I converted Islam, I realized these holidays are full of shit. It's man-made and it's all about money. I just let you know I don't care for it.
It's about robbing a family of money.
Yeah, I don't care.
Everyone is Christian. Everyone believes in Christianity. Everyone understands that the white man, he's in charge of everything. The way everyone does everything is by his standards. Whether you're Christian or not, the hardest gangsters in the world, when they go to marry, when they find out one girl who make them lead the streets, where do they go get married? In a church. They go put a ring on her. You get the point? Because everyone is Christian. Your grandparents were Christian, grandfathers were Christian. And it's that way because we were all slaves.
Right.
We were all slaves. The Bible is not Christian. Christianity and the Bible have nothing to do with each other. They took our Bible and gave us Christianity in slavery. And that's why we are the way we are today.
Okay.
The whole concept of that free will, you're going to do what you want and you don't have to feel obligated. That's a Christian concept.
So basically you're saying regardless if they with the faith, not with the faith, if they another denomination, they just all Christian to y'all.
If you are not following the Most High in Christ and his laws, if Commander General Yahanna, if you don't understand that he's the one who the Lord put in charge of this nation, and you don't believe in those things, but you believe you had a free will to go wherever,
right? You
are a Christian. You just don't go to church every Sunday and bang a tambourine, but you are Christian. You're going to believe in the Christian way.
Okay, yeah. I got it now. I just want to see when I ask questions, I ask because I want to understand where you come from. And I do understand whether I agree with you, I understand exactly where you coming from. Because I'm like, these baby mama tell don't worship no God. Only God they worship is Sky Daddy.
No, they worship a God. They do worship a God.
I call him Sky Daddy, fake God.
Not Sky Daddy. I'm gonna tell you who they worship.
Who they worship?
The white man.
That's right.
That's the God.
And what do you call the white man?
The devil, the Bible speaks of.
Well, then they worship the devil.
Yeah, they worship the white man. That's their God. Okay, let me explain it so that everybody understands. I'm not saying a sister who is lost and has no knowledge is sitting down there praying to a white man, but she recognizes his authority. She fully accepts it as hers, because the minute she has an issue with a brother, who does she call?
The police.
The white man.
White supremacy, right? Exactly.
Even if two black cops show up at your door,
that's the same.
Who are they showing up on behalf of?
That's the white cop. That's still white supremacy. I agree fully.
Exactly. Once again,
I agree.
Now let's take this back to the Bible. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, that serpent, Christianity gonna tell you that's a real talking snake. Snakes don't talk.
Right.
That was a man who had the spirit of the white man, and he's called a snake because he's slick and low down and dirty like a snake. Today in the black community, in the quote unquote gangster street circles, we have a saying, this person is a rat or that person is a rat. Does that mean there's a man with whiskers and a nose and eat cheese all day? No. But he has the characteristics of a dirty rat. Women call black men dogs. Does that mean we sleep in a goddamn outhouse and lick our balls all day? No. But to them, we have characteristics of some dog. That man he's called the snake in the garden because he's low down and dirty, and he beguiled Eve. He seduced Eve, and Eve disobeyed the Lord. And because of her tremendous power over men, women have tremendous power over men because they're so goddamn beautiful. They're so goddamn outstanding. Them little Bambi eyes. You remember Bambi from Disney? When they open up them little Bambi eyes and they get the side profile. Get that side profile with that curve. They could get you to do certain things. And Eve got Adam to sin against the Lord. But it's because she listened to that serpent. And today our women listen to the white man.
Well,
every independent woman's opinion is a white man's opinion.
I agree when we talk about that they call the police, even if it's black cop, and they're still white supremacy, the systematic. When they go to family court, when they go going for divorce and all that stuff. Yeah, that's the same thing. It's all ran by white supremacy. I agree with that to the fullest. Now, well then let's look at this Christian woman right here. Let's look at this Christian woman right here then. She says she's Christian. I'm only gonna play some of it because this one she was with her baby and she walks away and she comes back and start kicking y'all signs. Now, this is where it started. Did she already start kicking the sign? Because I see one on the floor and I see one brother trying to fix one. So I assume she already started doing it.
Yeah, she already assaulted those men and kick the old signs. I mean, fully kicked the thing down. But again, Commander General Yahanna done raised us to understand our people are destroyed. So in a different situation where you might see, a brother or sister might lose their cool and put hands on people. And here we learn to battle you with our mouth, with our mind, with our spirit. And what we say hurts way more than a punch.
Right.
Let me ask you this.
It cuts to the soul.
Let me ask you this. Now, okay, is it because she's a female or that goes for man and woman?
Oh, that goes for everybody.
So if a man do the same thing, kick over your signs and throw water, because I saw she threw water and she swung it, hit one of the brother's hand. So basically you try to still diffuse the situation if possible.
Okay, well, the diffuse the situation is, I guess that's a relative term, not diffuse. Okay, we're out there on behalf of the Most High Power God.
Okay.
And we're out there to get God's people to wake up to Him. Now, in that process, some people listen, some people don't. Mm-hmm. And some people are out there on behalf of Satan. And when I say Satan, meaning a white man who is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
So what you see happening on that boundary or on that line, that scrimmage line, if you will, is meeting God's will versus the will of America or the will of the white man or the will of the Christian church. And some people cannot take the image of black men who will not sin, who are not criminals, who will not get high, who will obey God and stand righteously and be bold about it. Black masculinity to this world is something that's detestable. They don't fear it, they hate it, because they know if you want to conquer a nation, you have to destroy the men of that nation. If you want to fix the black community, fix black men.
Right.
Follow black men. Empower black men, and women will follow. You know why women are in the strippers and dancers and prostitutes? Because black men like hoes. We like them hoes. I'm telling you straight, we like them hoes. Drake go in there and drop $60,000 goddamn dollars on hoes. What happens if nobody?
Yeah, they love hoes. They love hoes.
No, what happens if they show up to swing on that pole and nobody there tossing dollars?
Right.
They're gonna find a new job.
They're gonna go where brothers is supporting. Now, what happens if brothers come and find Commander General Yahanna, clean up their lives, become priests and prophets in this school, go out on the corner and teach and say, sister, I'll marry you and never leave you. You just have to obey what I tell you to obey. You have a problem with me? No problem. You could go to our Father. You could go and call a council, and we could sort this out. But at the end of this, you ain't going nowhere, and I ain't going nowhere. Right. No woman going to follow black men. Listen, there's women who brothers could get to commit crimes for. There's women who a brother said do something, she gonna go do it, because naturally it's in a woman's spirit to submit to her man. We just had to get brothers to now submit to the Lord. So as hard as we are on women, unbeknownst to most people, we're hard on brothers.
I understand.
We're hard on brothers. Just brothers ain't gonna throw a goddamn sissy fit over it. Most black men are absolutely sincere. That's what I've noticed. No matter the propaganda America pushes on black men, especially the tribe of Judah. I'm assuming you from the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah is the so-called Negro in America, the descendants of the slaves in America. So I'm assuming you would be from the tribe of Judah.
I guess. I don't know.
Right? Your people with your forefathers would have.
Yeah, if I go back, yeah, they're
picked up in the South. Right? You would so you would be from the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah, I don't think the tribe of Judah understands the extent and the amount of money America puts to destroy your character internationally. We look at movies like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, and to us, I'm gonna say us, I'm talking about to the black American, the person living in America, it'll seem like you're telling the story of everyday life, which is true. However, to people outside, that's a fairy tale. And people get that image of black men in America as that, even the Africans. And it destroys the character of black men. It destroys the authority black men have. And now that same thing permeates into your woman and your children. And now she starts to talk to you just like a white man. She starts to talk to you just like some oppressor and talking down to you. When you have, sisters, you have the greatest man on the face of the earth. Jesus Christ was from the tribe of Judah. He was the greatest man on the face of the earth. He was a Jew, a black man. You look around today, the trendsetters are black people. Right. In any industry, whether it's academics, engineers, sports, music, black people run it, right, and set the trend. But America understands that if you empower black men, the black household will thrive and they'll lose their slaves. Right. So disempower and disenfranchise black men. Let women have the power, because she gonna listen to me being a white man anyway. We have slaves for life. That's what your whole woman's liberation movement was about. That's what your whole independent woman is about. What does black women need to be liberated from? We wasn't having our women barefoot and pregnant in the house, beating them up drunk. That was a white woman's problem. We was always working. Our woman was always taking care of some oppressor's children, or folding clothes, or working in the big house, or working in their industries. Our woman was the first calculators that sent the white man to the goddamn moon, or outer space. The calculator is not a machine. The first calculator was black women. We've always been working. So that women's liberation, women's empowerment movement was just a game up from white society. They always use us as the mule until they get their stuff passed. Then they discard us. So that's where we're at. Men and women face the same correction.
Okay. No, definitely. Because I mean, you got guys out here who raised by the same same devil worshipers. And unfortunately, they don't know. They lack guidance and lack knowledge. So apple don't fall too far from the tree. That's why they are emotional. That's why they are reactors. They have the same traits as them versus a masculine man. So I agree. And to be honest with you, I tell people on here that when it comes to this system, it's never going to change, because you have these I call them so-called men. You have so-called men that will destroy another man, throw him under the bus for one of these creatures. So I agree.
It's rough. It's a rough situation.
Definitely is. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna play a little bit of this, because I want to play the beginning when it all started. But I just want y'all to get a recap of some of this y'all seen. Everybody tune in, hit the like button if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Also, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, definitely. We're on I.S.U.P.K. Washington, D.C. Just type that on YouTube. I.S.U.P.K. Washington, D.C., Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I.S.U.P.K. Washington, D.C. Also, Commanding General Yahanna. Commanding General Yahanna. Y'all go type that in everywhere. Y'all find that brother, find him, and listen to every word he says, man. That's who we learned that was in charge.
Put your links, I was gonna say, put your links in the private chat, and I'll put it in here if anybody wanna subscribe to the YouTube and the Facebook and everything. So it's a private chat on the top right, on the bottom right.
I got you.
It should say private chat. Put all the information there. I'm gonna play some of the video, then I'll take the links and put it in here. So if they want to follow, yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of this. Some of y'all gonna remember this, some of y'all not. But this person was mad because they didn't give her the attention that she wanted. And she went from agreeing what they say to say that ain't right, his name won this and that. But if they would have gave her that attention and stopped what they was doing, it wouldn't have been no problem. Man, she donated to him. So let's see some of this stuff before we go into what started from the beginning.
You're gonna have a period black like the damn streets. You're gonna be crazy and insane out your mind. And this is the product of the Christian church. Listen, man, she came up here, put some money in the bucket, then said, well, give me back my goddamn money. We ain't care about money, man. Money might drive you, but it ain't gonna drive us. That's right. And your mouth is why your baby don't got no daddy. That man.
Now, that's one of the things I wanted to stop and ask you. What made you say that, brother?
Which part?
When you said it's obvious that that baby do not have a daddy.
Because of how she carried on in the street. Because of how she carries on. If that baby, and when I say her baby don't have no father, I'm not even talking about in today's standard where, you know, a woman could have a baby daddy. I'm talking about, you know, the baby having a daddy would mean you have power over you. You have an authority over you. And a woman who has authority over her, meaning she has a husband or a man, she's not arguing with him reckless in the house. So she definitely ain't carrying on like that in the street.
Right.
You understand? And listen, that's in the Bible. Christ asked the woman the same thing. She came up to him trying to be slick. And he said, woman, where is your husband? And she said, I don't have a husband. Just like how women be. I say, no man could rule over me. And then Christ said, indeed, you've spoken well, because you have 5 husbands. And the one you're with right now, meaning the one you're having sex with right now, is not even yours. And that's what you would find amongst our people, because we're so destroyed. Can't keep a man, can't get a man for the life of her, and would not change. And she was carrying on like this in the street, because this is how she carries on at home. And brothers have been destroyed too. We just not going to sit and cry about it. Brothers ain't going to be Mary J. Blige. You get the point? We going to go to work, go play basketball, grab a drink with the brothers, and try to survive.
And live our life.
Yes, and live our life.
And live our life.
So
that's big.
Brothers, exactly. Brothers have been hurt too. Brothers have been destroyed too. Brothers have been oppressed. And a brother is going to leave the situation before that demon that's on you, sisters, make him do something that he could go to jail for, you could end up in the ground for. He's going to leave. He's going to walk out because you're emasculating him. You're emasculating him. He can't correct you. You would not yield to him. You would not give over your power to him. So he's going to leave you. And because he leaves you, a woman needs a man. She needs a man like a daughter needs her daddy. Any man who has girl children especially, when you walk in the house, them girls run straight and hug you. That's half the time some mothers be getting jealous of the daughters, because it's like the daughter make you so goddamn happy. Yep. The community of it. It's the appreciation that this innocent child has, and you've lost it because you want to be American. You want to be America's top model. You want to be goddamn Statue of Liberty. You want to be Pamela goddamn Anderson when you're black. You're a black woman. Deal with your husband. She does not have a husband. That's clear as day. Because if she did, she would have called him.
Definitely. I just wanted to hear from your perspective while you're on here. Let's continue, because that right there, that's why she came back wanted to kick everything because hold on. The reason why is because
You can't handle the truth.
she couldn't handle that truth. She could not handle. If y'all notice, when you say something to one of these terrorists and notice they get all hyped, they're ready to fight, they're ready to throw things, kick things over, it's because you hurt them with the truth. You didn't have to punch them in the face. You punched them with truth. And this is why she came back over there. See, she couldn't leave without doing something. She knew she couldn't say, you're lying. That's not true. He is in the house and all that. She had to go kick something. And she figured that would piss you off.
Don't left you, and you're running the streets like a stray dog. That loud mouth is why that man left you dumb behind. Because you're running your mouth like a goddamn dog. You're like Dino from Flintstones. That's you. That's you. You foolish and clamorous woman. Give me that first. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous.
She is clamorous. You know what clamorous means? Loving to run her damn mouth and saying nothing. Loving to run her mouth and saying nothing. That's all I'm saying. Loving to run her mouth and saying nothing.
A foolish woman is clamorous.
You see what I mean? Now, she could have went on, got on the train, went on about her business, but nah. She had to come back because she kept hearing that truth kicking in her head. You was punching her with truth. You was beating her ass with truth, and she did not like the truth. That's why the only thing she could do is kick y'all stuff over. That's the only thing she could do is cause havoc and damage.
And that's what she thinks she's doing.
But I'm talking about for her mindset. Yeah, she do think she ain't doing nothing, but that was she thinks.
That's what she thinks she's doing. But even because we don't care about them signs and stuff. This is the greater crime here. She's destroyed that child.
Oh, that's facts.
That little princess she got in that stroller. That princess witnessed something that day that would be etched in that little child's mind. And I've seen it so many times. Like, listen, I told you I followed Command General Yahanna straight off the island. This is no bullshit. This is no game. That's the only reason I'm here. I've seen this happen on at least 2 or 3 occasions where a woman, it happened in DC years ago, where a woman, she took her daughter and put her in the crowd in the back against a wall and came up to the general and started cussing and getting on, then left and went for a smoke break. Left her daughter on the street, just standing there because she want to argue. Like, our women don't understand how out of control we've become. And listen, personally, I pray every brother comes find the Israelite School of UPK so you can get your strength back. Right. You can get your manhood back. You can battle this woman and you can win. And she could call 911. She could call the judge. You are going to go to war with her, for her. And that's love, brother. That's love, sis. That's absolute love.
Let me ask you a question before I press play. What is your opinion when people, because the same thing that I see you go through, I go through similar, but y'all go through it worse because I had nobody. I'm not standing outside talking to the public. I'm on social media. When people say, it's how you say things and, that's not helping the woman to change her ways, and why you have to say it like that? Why you have to be so loud and this. What do you say about that? Or how do you respond to that?
Okay, well, how to say sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt. Okay. What's worse, what I'm saying or what she's doing? Right. Like she could have stayed where she was and hurled insults. She could have said whatever and kept it verbal. She went and kicked over the signs and struck multiple brothers. In the video, she spit on one of the brothers.
I saw that.
She spit on him. And my words is the problem, not her behavior, not her actions. Once again, you have to be able to hold everyone accountable for it. Just a sidestep, the brother in Chicago, he should have never punched that sister in that restaurant. Mm-hmm. He should have never did it.
I agree.
However, there's culpability on the other side as well, which she shouldn't have been arguing. Not saying she deserves to be punched. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
we should seek to raise the standard of our nation and not get into dumb, trivial, simple, low-class gender battles. Battle of the sexes is a white man's philosophy. Who in the hell want to fight a woman when I could lay down with you? I don't understand the bullshit. Battle of the sexes is absolute white supremacy. We are one, woman. We are one. You ain't going nowhere without me, and I ain't going nowhere without you. What the hell are we battling for?
Now, I'm glad you said that.
Fight against this goddamn devil. You wouldn't join me for that. I apologize, brother. Go ahead.
No, you good. I'm glad you mentioned the situation that happened at Maxwell. I agree. He shouldn't have punched her. He shouldn't have even go that far. But I also said from the get-go that she could have walked away. She didn't have to engage with that dude. And I had people tell me, why should she have to be the bigger person? Why does she have to walk away? Why she got to do all that and not? And that's when I realized, and that's why I say the community is done. Because I mean, we was taught coming up when we went to school, you don't go out there fight nobody. You don't fight. You let them put their hand on you, then you defend yourself. You just don't go out there fighting. And to hear a grown person tell me, why should she have to be the bigger person? Why should she diffuse the situation? I realized, one, they don't love their kids because our son was standing right there. And two, they feel that they don't have to now. My mom would never talk back to no man in the streets. See?
Right.
But go ahead. Yeah. What's your take on that?
Okay, really, okay, it's so layered. That situation is so layered.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a layered thing because there's fault on both sides. And yes, like, okay, General Hyman, who does excellent scripture breakdown classes every Monday and Thursday on I.S.U.P.K. online classes, Facebook and YouTube. Y'all could check it out every Monday.
The links in there, y'all. I just looked. That's 4 links.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna paste another 2 right now for his classes. And he broke it down as we are broken people. We are oppressed. Most brothers are living such an oppressed, depressed type of lifestyle. We are this close to losing it on a daily basis, which is why a lot of brothers go into self-medication, and sisters too. We're trying to get high. You're gonna try to get high on weed. You pick up a cigarette habit. You're a horrible alcoholic. You're looking for something to appease the pain. You get the point? And of course, on her side, there's culpability. Number one, no, I ain't saying you can't eat out, but you can't cook food for your 14-year-old. You ain't doing that. But now let's take it back. That restaurant was what kind of restaurant? Was it a Chinese restaurant?
No. It's been around for years. It's all over in Chicago. It's they sell Polish and links, and now they went from just selling Polish. Used to call Maxwell Polish. Now they sell burgers and tacos. It's a fast food joint.
It's a fast food joint. So who's working? If it's a Polish place, that's Polish people.
No, actually depends. You got some of them that's in there. They're Mexican. You got some. A lot of the. It used to be like that, but a lot of them now is Mexican or Arab.
Or Arab.
So it depends on where you go. It's not a white establishment, for what I know. It's not a white.
It is a white establishment if you said it was Polish, but it's employees.
I said Mexican too.
No, the employees are Mexican and Arabs, but the establishment like McDonald's or
I don't know who the owner is.
Okay, if you said it was a Polish place, like Poland, people from Poland.
No, I'm talking about Polish, and the Polish hot dogs and stuff like that. The food.
Okay, I got you. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, not Polish, not Polish.
Yeah. I got you. No, let's take it back to civil rights and integration. There's no better cook on this planet than a black woman. She fried chicken better than everybody else. Right. Everybody else, Hispanic and Native Indian. If we had our own establishments in our own cities with our own economic power, this whole landscape would be different. Like I say, this thing is layered. Because of Martin Luther King and civil rights, we have lost our nation and lost our identity. That's the first thing. That's where I would like to start with it. We lost our identity. And in losing our identity, we have adopted the identity of our oppressor. And our oppressor's identity is to be absolutely disrespectful and violent to our neighbors. The Hatfields and the McCoys. That's a white man's way of life. That's his. You see what's going on with Russia and Ukraine? Living right next to each other. And that's the life. And we've adopted it. So we fight over parking spaces. We fight over pork chops. We fight over last food line. We fight over these things. You get the point? So, so now that's one layer. A second layer of it is that, again, brothers are destroyed, sisters are destroyed. We don't look at each other the same. We don't look at each other like, this is a brother. This is somebody who's royal bloodline, 12 tribes of Israel. This is my sister. This is a daughter of Zion. I'm not going to handle her like that. What's supposed to happen is, now you go ahead and get it, sis. Ain't no sweat. The sister's supposed to turn around and say, nah, brother, you know what is the last one? You can have it. I'll pay for your food anyway. That would have been so classy, so perfect, so right. That didn't happen. Now let's take it beyond the two of them. You had the clerks in the back, the cooks and the chefs. You had at least 4 or 5 other people. There was an older brother behind her, somebody in blue, then the person filming, then there's somebody on the left. Right. Nobody intervened.
Right, true.
Nobody thought that it was worth their life, because I'm sure everybody is like, well, why would I intervene to get hurt? The greater love had no man than he who laid down his life for his brother.
Well, check this out. You're gonna have to school me on this one, because I'm gonna tell you, if I was there, I wouldn't. The most I did was call 911. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not because I feared to get hurt or something like that. So you have a lot of these black women that run around. I'm talking about these baby mama terrorists, not the real ones. You got a lot of these women that sit back and say, I don't need a man. I can do better by my damn self. Basically, you men ain't shit. You ain't good with shit. So my thing is, why should I come protect you when you say you got it? And if you say you got it, I'm gonna let you have it.
Listen, you are absolutely right for how you feel. I'll never ever say you're wrong. Okay. You're absolutely right for how you feel. Now, this is the thought of most people in your situation and, you know, in the world. And on the flip side, woman is like, he ain't shit. I ain't going respecting him. Why do I have to be the bigger person? And they're right for thinking that way. And that's natural. That's a natural response. That's a natural reaction. Following Christ, however, following the Most High Power, following Commanding General Yahanna, I've learned to be supernatural. Mm-hmm. I've learned to be absolutely out of this world. Right. And I've understood that this woman here is my sister. She's destroyed. This brother here is my brother. He's destroyed. Every brother and sister has a relative who is a drug addict or alcoholic, right?
Right.
And do you say, man, to hell with them? You know, that's how they want to be. Isn't there a certain degree of compassion we all have on our relatives who are like that?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yep. Yep. We all do. Even when they stretch our patience,
mm-hmm.
we still say, man, that's Uncle so and so, man. That sister, come on in here, get something to eat. You ain't gonna steal nothing though. But come on in here, man. You need to take a bath. We try to meet them. Mm-hmm. But this is what I know. Our people are strung out on the greatest, most powerful, most marketable drug there is: Christianity. It's worse than heroin. It's worse than crack. It's worse than weed and molly. Christianity will make this happen. You understand?
Right.
Christianity does this. Christianity will let you stand by and watch this thing just happen. We take absolute social responsibility for our people. And we never blame our people for what happened. We never, ever will. This year is the white man's fault. This year is the white man's fault. He is the oppressor. Let me tell you something. Let me put you on a level. And I understand the hurt and pain that sisters have caused brothers. And I understand the flip side of the hurt and pain that brothers have caused sisters. But let me tell you something. For speaking from on the side of the brothers, because of course the platform we're on, and you know, we started off with it. A lot of brothers are on child support and have custody battles and not able to see their kids. It's natural to hate that woman for what she's doing, because she's really holding the child to spite you.
Right.
That's natural. Let me give you something that's supernatural. The white man is the devil because he could tell her, you're not leaving this brother. Go and work it back out with him. Or you want child support? No problem. If he has to pay you child support, you have to stay with him. If you get a new man, this new man will pay you child support. Now, what will new men who come in to try to get with her beware of? They'll be like, I ain't trying to spend no money. Sis, you better go back with that man. Right. They would lay incentives for the black family to stay together and thrive. But it's not in the interest of America that we stay together and thrive. It's not in the interest of our people that we stay together and of their people that we stay together and thrive. What's in their interest is this woman putting him on child support because some child support clerk gets paid from it. What's in his interest is that black men lose all power and hope and authority and then choose a life of crime because the prison guard got to get paid. The judge got to get paid. The parole officer get paid. The cop that locked you up get paid. Us being destroyed is an economic powerhouse for America. It's not in America's interest to fix black people, which is why it has to be in our interest to fix black people. We have to intervene in a situation like that restaurant. We have to intervene in some black on black crime on the street. And what again, I'm saying, this is not just cheap talk. I'm telling you, there's brothers in the school that stood in the middle of full-out gun battles with two brothers on the street. Relatives pull guns on each other and talk them brothers down and told people, listen, don't call no cops. We gonna handle this. And brought peace into that household so nobody has got to die. As black men, we have to take responsibility for our nation. We have to. Black women are out of order. Black women are out of order. That's my fault until every single one is in order. Right. I'm not working hard enough.
Well, let me and you know what? Let me tell you, brother, when it comes to these baby mama tears, man, they don't blame it on the white man. They won't even blame you. They'll blame. See, regardless of what happens, it's always gonna be our fault, even if we involved or not. Even in situations where we weren't even involved, they had nothing to do with us. It was still our faults. And I understand what you're saying. I know you mean it from the heart, and I know y'all will go out there and risk your lives. But like I said, if I'm standing out there in that situation, she got a better chance getting it from Walmart than me. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm just gonna be real with you. I understand. I ain't knocking it. And that's why I told everybody. I said they better than me because I'd have been gave up on them. So I understand. I'm with it. And some of these brothers, you know what I'm saying, support. They Israelites too. And I tell them, most I do is call 911 because I gave up on the motherfuckers. I'm just keeping it real with you.
I fully understand what you're saying, and this is once again, this job. Not everyone can do it. Not everyone is at the point in their life where they can do it. This job is an absolute selfless job. This job is an absolute job with no reward that regular people would value as a reward. You know what's the rewards I get from this?
Mm-hmm.
Hearing about this brother got his child back and now he got full custody. Right. That's the reward.
That is a reward.
We get the calls of sisters who have committed 4 or 5 abortions before finding the truth, and then come in here and clean themselves up, get themselves together, and now have the confidence to go make babies and stay faithful to one man because they had a guilt deep down inside from killing so much babies because they were selfish. They thought the Lord will never let them have it. That's an absolute reward. A black man or Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, or child turning their back on America and coming to the Lord is an absolute reward that money cannot buy. How do I know? America spends millions of dollars to destroy our community. So when we turn back and obey the Lord and come together and get things right, it's a reward. So for sure, I know you wouldn't do it and many other brothers wouldn't do it, and you are not wrong to do it. This is what I would ask you to do, and every other brother. If you could make us too big on the screen again, please. This is what I would ask every brother to do, and you yourself and any other brother who agrees. Go support the ISUPK and Commanding General Yahanna. Right. You send your funds into ISUPK.com so more of our brothers could be where we are. So you don't have to do it. You don't sweat it. And we are going to change the face of Black people. So now every brother could enjoy his wife and children, or wives and children. Right. If you cannot do it, and you absolutely don't have to do it, and I'm not knocking anybody, it doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make anything. This job is not for everybody. However, for the brothers that are doing it, support us so we could be everywhere we need it. Support us so we could go teach. So now that brother, he's dead in the ground. She has a lawsuit against the city, and that 14-year-old boy has a conscience on his mind, a dead body on his conscience. And who knows what he's going to fall into from depression or drug abuse. Who the hell knows? That whole thing could have been turned up, in the other direction, and everybody could have gone home had they had that masculine spirit there, that Holy Spirit.
I agree. I agree, and that's why. And that's what I say. I'm for what's right. So yeah, if anybody want to donate, because I'll donate to you, brother. Anybody want to donate? Because I do hope for change. I do. Maybe it might be something that comes in my mind from listening to y'all, and I'll be like, man, you know what? I see the light. But right now, I'm in the dark, brother. I'm out here with the shades drawn, man. My blood, my veins is on ice cold for these motherfuckers. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Listen.
I want people to change for better. So I definitely hope so. Somebody, in here see the light and follow the lead, follow the path. I'm with it.
Yeah. I definitely feel it, brother. I feel it with it.
The brother from Chicago is up in here. He's in the back. I want you to introduce him, and I'm gonna let him out. He's been here for a minute, but I'll let you speak your piece, brother.
Definitely, please. You can bring on my brother, man. This Captain Mao Quad out of Chicago. This brother is, born and raised Chicago. Big up Captain Mao Quad, brother.
Hey, Shalom. What's going on, Cap? Y'all bashing me out, Shabakata. Hey, what's going on, my man?
How you doing, my brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. Get some knowledge, get some understanding, and truth of what it is, man.
Hey, look, I'm sure you have, man. You dealing with a powerful cat right there, man. He raised me up in his truth, you know what I mean? So, big up to Captain Mashak. I call him the Big Don Dada, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that, whatever he dropped on you been heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been some real stuff. And like I say, I don't agree with everything, but I understand from where he's coming from and why he say what he say, and also from what he was reading out the Bible.
Yeah.
You from Chicago, right?
Yeah, well, I'm from the north suburb. I haven't heard of Evanston, and I grew up in the Howard Street community. If you ever been to Howard Street is a street that borderline Chicago and Evanston. You know what I mean? So I definitely grew up in the confines of the city, but I'm from the north suburb, so it's borderline. You know what I mean? So definitely.
Yeah, I actually lived over there in West Rogers Park for about 2 years. So
okay, so you familiar with the area then?
Yeah, right on the street.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of people don't know about up north. You know what I'm saying? We got a few grimy little spots or whatever. You know what I mean? So
North Pole. They call it the North Pole.
The North Pole, exactly.
Let me ask you a question. How long you been with the faith, and
yeah,
what made you join the faith?
I've been in the school probably maybe about 12 or 13 years, something like that.
Okay.
And of course, what made me join, I was in search for some sort of truth, some knowledge. You know what I mean? I had tried everything. I was looking to join in NOY, Farrakhan and them. You know what I'm saying? Christianity. Even though the Christian church, it never really sparked my interest. My sister took me a few times. I just couldn't get down with what was going on. You know what I mean? And then what else? I looked into Kemet. You know what I'm saying? I looked into Kemet. You know what I mean? And then of course, I came across, you know what I'm saying, the Israelite world at first, and then later on, I came across the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? And as soon as I heard, you know what I'm saying, Commander Yahanna speak in the U.P.K., my spirit, of course, resonated, you know what I mean, with with the truth, you know what I'm saying, as we call it, you know what I mean? So I'm here. I've been here 13 years. We got a school. We used to be on 79th in Ingleside, you know what I'm saying?
I heard.
Yeah, we used to be right there, but they shut that whole building down. Of course, I'm sure you're familiar with the area.
Yeah.
That building was like the damn Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we moved from over there. Now we in Westchester. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're in west suburb Westchester. Got a nice building out there. Got brothers in from all over the city. You know what I mean? So school growing. We got an event coming up at the end of the month, Midwest 5 weekend. So I'm doing my thing, man. Of course, with the with the help of brothers like Captain Mashak, real powerful brother, man. So
I'm about to information because Brother Mashak told me about it, and I said if I'm here, I'll definitely come out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I grew up on A9 Cottage Grove, so I'm familiar with all over there on the 9. That's Lion City.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, listen, man. It served us well for the first 2 or 3 years, but when you got students, when you got students coming in, that ain't the best area to be in. It was a murder damn near every other day, right in front of the school, on the side of the school, across the street, cats hopping out with guns. I mean, it was ridiculous, you know what I mean? But we stayed there for 3 years. Not a hair on our head got touched at all. And it was just time to move on, though.
Right. 100%.
Absolutely.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play. I know you know about this. You know about this video, right?
You know what? I don't think I got a chance to see it. Is this brand new?
This happened back in March, and this was brother Mashak put her in her place, and she didn't like it, of course. But
yeah, I'm sure this gonna be powerful. Yeah.
I'm gonna play a little of this because I had did a whole reaction to this like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
And then with the video I didn't see is what led up to it.
Okay, no problem.
Let's play a little bit more, then we can go to the other video.
Gotcha.
Man, I learned from Commanding General Yahanna, man. I done seen this demon before. I done seen this damn foolish demon before. You're not endangering a child out here. Where's that child's father? Let me call him so he can come and get full custody. Because you're crazy and you're foolish and you're out here goddamn mind. Black men love their children, but ain't no black men putting up with that damn nonsense. Ain't no black men staying in the house putting up with that damn nonsense. And as you're putting up with that, you're a goddamn weak nigga.
So, and I agree 100%. What made you say that? Besides it being the truth, but what made you say that?
Which part? The part with the father or the last part?
The father, when you talk about the father, is not going to deal with that. He's going to leave your ass. And also, anybody who continue to tolerate and entertain it is a dumbass nigga.
Okay. So the part with the father, right? And once again, being that the time I came into the truth, a lot of my initial camps or street teachings was with with the generals on the street, going to different cities, and I've seen this battle before. I've seen it, and you get to understand you're definitely not fighting this woman. You're fighting a demon that's done took over her. It's a spirit, just like imagine you drink alcohol and get drunk. It's similar in that situation where she is not her usual self, but she done got taken over. So now in the household with a man, black men are under tremendous warfare in America. It's a war from the time you leave your house. Nothing likes you. Everything hates you. Everything looks at you as, you either a threat or you're no good nigga or something else. You got to go prove yourself. You got to change your voice to talk on the slavery. You got to change your voice to do this. You got to shave your face. You got to wear these old square things, choke yourself with a tie. You got to become something different just to be you. And you got to go to war every day. And you come back home, and now you got to go to war with her. It's too much for the average brother. And he's going to break. And breaking could be one of two things. Either he's going to break her jaw, or he's going to break his spirit and leave the house. And that's what happens. On the flip side, our women are oppressed as well. However, the society caters to women's needs way more and give women a ton more support. You get the point? So of course, the warfare that she is facing is not the same. And I'm saying it for the sake of explanation and not trying to say men versus women. I'm trying to give everybody the full understanding. So I'm explaining why she's acting the way she's acting. Now, that second part about a brother staying, and I know brothers love their children and want to stay. However, this was really in reaction to those men on the side who started to support her in what she was doing. This was really directed towards them more so. However, it still remains true. The Bible says, do not stand at the courtesy for your children. It's better to leave and let those children find you later.
Damn right.
Can you say that? Can you say that one more time?
I could pull the scripture, find it for me. It's better
to
pull
the scripture, because I tell men all the time, if need be, wash your hands and go about your business, because what you just said right there, I say that as well.
Yeah.
Well, definitely better to separate. And and when I say to leave, I'm not we ain't talking about divorce. You could just not be in the household, being emasculated in front of your children. Because what happens is the child, especially girl children, they think that's normal and they think that's how it's supposed to be, and they'll grow up trying to emasculate a man and they'll get the jaw swung.
Damn right.
And brother is going to grow up thinking that he has no authority and the woman has authority, and he's not going to have the strength it takes to run his kingdom, run his household, run his nation. It's dangerous to let children see you get emasculated. Similarly, it's dangerous to let a child see you getting beaten up by a man.
Right.
Don't they tell you in an abusive relationship you have to leave? Don't let your children see you getting a black eye. Well, in the same way, you can't let your children see somebody castrate your spirit. Right. Your children have to look at you like, this is daddy, this is the man. This is who he is. He's laying down the law. You get the point? Now, again, our problems are so layered. There's fault on both sides of it, which is why everybody needs to find the Israelite school of I.S.U.P.K under command of General Yahanna, so we could fix both sides. It's just today, that day, it was her turn to get corrected.
Can I say one thing, Cap?
Please, brother, please.
Man, listen, most people look at that video and I'm sure it's shock value to a lot of people because they're not used to seeing men, talk to a woman like that. Most men, like Cap was bringing out, they back down to a woman's mouth. You know what I'm saying? But when you see that, it's like, oh, what is this? But what you are actually seeing and observing is a checking that she should have received from her father when she was young that she never received. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why, so many of our women grow up and be monsters, because we so worried about kissing they behind because of how pretty they look and they can never do wrong. I mean, what in the hell are you even talking about? I got sons and daughters, and I've disciplined both of them. I get on both of them. And so now you got these women, they have become narcissists because, of course, when you live in, we still don't even know we in slavery. So we've been in this place for 400 years. Guess what? Even the specialists or whatever you want to, they even tell you you're gonna suffer from a mental illness from being in captivity for so goddamn long. And so, of course, that's what we're suffering from. So in order for us to get fixed, things like this, the check-ins like this need to happen. You guarantee when she went home, she cried and went through all type of emotions or whatever, because for the first time she was shown real love, man. That's what real love is. And of course, a lot of people got a problem with the I.S.U.P.K, what we say, how we do things, but of course our success rate is very high. You understand? And so what a lot of our people have to do is sit back and let us work. You ain't gonna go to a mechanic. You take your car to a mechanic. Why? Because you don't know how to fix the car. You know what I'm saying? So you take your car to the mechanic. He's a specialist in it, so he's gonna fix the car. And it's the same way when it comes to fixing black people. You got to let the men in the I.S.U.P.K do the job under command of General Yahanna, man. We the mechanics. Sit back. I know you might not agree with everything, and that's fine. You when a mechanic working on the car, there's a lot of stuff you don't understand he's doing. You drop your car off and go home because you don't know. You understand? So we tried everything else, man. We tried the sympathetic way. We tried Christianity. We tried all these different religions. They do not work. Now it's 2023. We're in a state of a goddamn emergency where 9 out of 10 homes don't have a man in the home, and all you have is a repetitive, illness of our young men getting killed, going to jail, and our young women growing up, raising single homes, and it's just a mess. It's a complete mess.
Truth is what it is.
Yeah, you tell the absolute truth, and that's the same thing that I say. The worst thing man has ever did was be quiet. I think that's the worst thing, and I tell you, that's the worst thing man has ever did was be quiet.
Damn right.
Not say shit. That ain't how we was raised. That ain't how we roll.
Right.
Ain't supposed to be. But our system and our society has taught them that because strong and independent, don't need no man. Don't no man tell him what to do. He ain't gonna leave me because if he leave me, he gonna treat me like a slave, and that's not the case.
But to add on what you're saying, how would a young man even know how to check a woman or to raise his voice unless he be in the house with a man and he see a man check his mother? How in the hell how would he even grow up to even know how to check a woman? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when the man leaves the house, you know what I'm saying, now he in there or whatever, and he getting raised by this woman, and so now he thinks that. So when he gets into a relationship, now this woman ain't really his wife in his mind. This is his mother here. You know what I'm saying? And when Big Mama get to talking, you have to be quiet. And when a man be quiet with it, when he getting basically checked by his woman, she not going to respect him. B, she's going to weaken that man. Yes. And why in the world would you weaken a man? Why would you weaken a man? You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to protect you.
Right.
I mean, it just don't even make any sense.
They end up being like Benzino.
You get it water.
Absolutely.
Just like this.
Who was that, Benzino?
Benzino, that's him. Wired over his baby mama with some other nigga. So yeah, so you're right, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Question. Let me ask you a question. How you say your name again, brother?
Captain Mawaquad.
Mawaquad, because I want to make sure I say y'all names right.
No problem.
So Mawaquad.
That's correct.
Okay. Have you, since you've been doing your teaching, have you been through situations like this as well?
Oh yeah, man. I got some, we all pretty much got some similar tapes, you know what I'm saying? Where we in Blaze, you know what I'm saying, some sisters on the street, you know what I mean, that they appalled. First of all, they be appalled, you know what I'm saying, for us to even hear the things that we talk. We black men, of course, the most hated, in America. So the fact that they see us standing out there, a lot of times they just come up shaking their head because they want to know why these niggas standing out here on this corner on the mic with a Bible. You know what I'm saying? So of course, yeah, I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, check women on the street. Hell, check the women that I have under my stead. That's a everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, I definitely, run into some incidents like that.
But the ones you had to check within the house wasn't like this, I'm sure.
Well, man, here's one thing I can tell you, you know what I'm saying? A black man, you know what I'm saying, according to the Bible, we've been compared to a lion, lion of the tribe of Judah. So now we compared to a lion, what you think that woman is, she's a lioness. You understand? And the only way that you get a lioness to submit is that, you know what I'm saying, you got to, check that mouth sometime, you know what I'm saying? And so, and that will make a woman submit, you know what I'm saying? Like Kat was saying, we don't know how we destroy our women when they grow up in a single parent home and they don't know what it is. They don't even understand what it is to be in a marriage. Right. If you see your mother, deal with 4 or 5 different men, what makes you think that this woman you with right now, what makes you think that she even understands what it means to be in a marriage that can never be broken? And what we teach in the Israelite school of UPK, these marriages in here is forever. So now you get a sister, it ain't even all about the checking, but you also have to be patient with this woman as well. You see what I'm saying? And so how would a woman even know what it is? How we men or women, how do we even know what to be in a marriage? And we haven't never even seen it, man. We never even seen what a marriage is.
You're right.
And so this is what Commander General Yahanna come in. You know what I'm saying? Commander General Yahanna is definitely, you know what I'm saying, the leader. You know what I'm saying, that Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian people need. You know what I'm saying? You got all these leaders that's famous. You know, our most famous leaders are dead, man. Y'all, we still tripping about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Those men are dead. You understand? And so we got a brother, you know what I'm saying, that's alive and well, and that's ready to take hold and lead this nation and fix families, you know what I'm saying, the way they need to be fixed. So I want to just say this. I don't want to be too long-winded. Johnny Yahanna said something heavy some years ago that stuck with me to this day. He said,
if you could, Marquardt, Mr. Palm, could you put the 3 on the screen again? I want everybody, especially your viewers in Chicago, to be able to recognize Captain Marquardt when they see him, because he definitely is where everybody in Chicago.
Which one? YouTube or
no, not the links. The 3 windows you have with us. Like,
windows. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's 3 windows. There you go.
Yeah. So now, that's what I was just saying. This Johnny Yahanna said something heavy that stuck with me to this day. He said, instead of us worrying about trying to get a Black man in the White House, we need to be worried about getting a Black man in every Black house. You understand? And what, you know, like what we under Cap, you said something heavy as well, man. We at war right now, man. We don't even realize the people that's oppressing us ever since they brought us to this country, they waged war on us. You understand? And if you know somebody waged war on you, you got to fight the war. And the way that you fight the war is by listening to that military general in that Bible, a Black man named Jesus Christ. You understand? How in the hell could we even fight any warfare and we don't have strong families first? That's how you fight a revolution. I
agree. And I tell people all the time, you're trying to fight white supremacy down yonder, you need to fix home and fight the white supremacy in your house. And
there you go.
I say the same thing. I agree.
There you go.
You can't beat the boss till you get rid of the underboss or the soldiers.
Yeah.
You know, I always see the same thing these brothers saying. I said, but it's not in the spiritual aspect. And it got to be true and it is true from what the stuff you quoted from the Bible. This stuff is in the Bible.
Damn right.
You know,
the Bible was the Bible was a Black man's book. You know we oppressed. You know we've been oppressed, man, and been blinded by religion when, you know, people still think Jesus Christ is white when they tell you in there his skin is like bronze, his hair like wool. The word nigger's in the Bible. Slavery's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So many things are in the Bible, but most people just had that Bible sitting in their house. It look pretty and nice, and they don't never open it up and read it. And that's what I think I loved about the UPK is I seen these brothers on the corner teaching. And once again, when I was in the world, I was high as could be at the time. You know what I'm saying? Thank the Lord, I ain't smoked no weed in 13 years, you know, ever since I've been in here. You see what I'm saying? And thanks to the UPK for that, you know what I mean? So, but I watched it, and brother, it was shock value, but that's what clinked me up. You know what I'm saying? And so this is definitely something that need to be heard. You having this podcast, you know what I'm saying? You right on point with this one out.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you both, man. But they just go to show. I told like I already told the other brother, man. You can't handle the truth hurts. And in that video, that woman came all the way back from the station, and I know why she did, because she couldn't do nothing but try to destroy and dismantle the teaching that he was doing and the other brothers was doing. So she's like, I can't call him a liar. I can't say it's not true. So what I can do is act a fool and try to sabotage what he's trying to do, like this.
That's right.
You do this to me. How do you live with yourself?
See, that's what she was doing when she got home. But see, she's gonna act the biggest fool, and she don't care about her daughter being there. She hope her daughter reciprocate what she's doing when she get older. That's why I say this is the downfall of our community. Now, I fast forwarded because I wanted, since you was talking about the men over there, I want y'all to see these so-called men jump to her defense, even though she's the one who's kicking over they signs, acting a fool, putting her hands on one of the brothers, being disrespectful, talking reckless. Don't nobody give a damn about the kids, because the men, none of the men, so-called men, say, "Hey, don't do that. Your kid right here." At least if you ain't gonna try to protect. your kid right here. Don't do that. Forget them. If that's how they go about your business. No, they come over there throwing gang sign. I saw it. They throwing gang sign. They talking shit. Look like they finna protect her, even though she's the one that's doing all the sabotage. Let's check this out. And before I do that, let me show how them I call them simple forces. How these simple forces came to her defense.
Here I come to save the day.
That's another reason why the community is where it is today, because they reward these baby mama terrorists for their bad behavior. And the problem is, in our society, they reward everybody for their bad behavior. It's like their bad behavior is a good thing, and they are rewarded. When you speak truth, talk knowledge, and hit them with facts, you committed the ultimate sin. So I want y'all to check this out. One of them even threw up a gang sign, looked like with the blood. Threw up one of the gang sign, whatever point that was, but he threw it up there. I guess that was his belief. You know who his leader is. So let's check this out right quick, y'all.
Woman is glamorous. She is simple. She is simple.
She is what?
Simple.
She is what?
Simple.
Go ahead.
And knowing nothing.
And you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
Did y'all see that? I'll just go back a little bit. Him right here. Yeah. He was throwing up the throwing his. So how did you feel, brother, when these same guys, so-called men, running up trying to take up for her? Despite her doing all the shit she was doing, how did you feel of these suckers jumping to her defense and not trying to get away from doing any more harm around her daughter?
Well, once again, thanks to Commander Yahanna for the example, being able to see him in action and all the generals with all the camps they've ever done. I've seen them I've learned and been trained, from them to zero in all the way and make the root of the problem the focal point.
Damn right.
Like, she went over to those brothers, and of course, they're seeing what I'm doing. They see how we present.
Right.
And the braids and the boots and the sunglasses and the camp and how we, what comes off as aggressive. The white man calls it toxic masculinity, when that's what's going to save your life. So they see that, and they think somehow this is some sort of oppressive thing or a threat to a woman. And again, because our households are destroyed, they didn't grow up in the house seeing their father do this. They haven't seen their father check their mother. And another thing they have never seen is their father now come and sew their mother back up and make peace back again. And they reconcile. So, of course, they're seeing this, like every child in an argument that gets the way how arguments in our communities get, children get scared. And they grow up and the fear becomes normal, but the reaction is still there. And what's the reaction? Okay, daddy, stop. Okay, stop, or whatever. You get the point? That's the reaction. So now, because mommy is the nurturer, mommy is the sweet one, mommy is the one who, kiss your boo-boo. So now the internalize is he's the enemy, he's the problem, or he's the one who I have to calm. And our brothers grow up with that deficiency the same way, or that outlook the same way, just as women. And those brothers came up doing what's natural to them to do, just like the 14-year-old boy in the restaurant.
That's right.
He came up doing what's natural to do when there's no strong man in authority. You need strong black men, and you need their spirit to resonate.
Damn right.
Black men, you need their spirit to resonate wherever they're at. Whether
That's
they're
right.
in the food restaurant, on the football field, at the club, in the street, in traffic. She has to know, my husband can't see me act like this. The young brother or the young sister has to know, I have a father who will raise hell if I act like this. And if I don't know what to do, let me call that strong black man. So when those brothers came up, I'm not buying into America's philosophy and what America has paid billions of dollars in propaganda, which is to make black men problem number one, enemy of the state. I'll never look at any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man like you, the problem. I know who the enemy is. I know who the problem is. White man.
Right.
He's
That's
the problem.
right.
So I'm not going to switch focus to them, and I'm not going to now entertain that, because the issue here is that demon that's on her done wreck this whole camp. Slap those, swing on those brothers, slap their hands down, and I told you she spit on one. So now I have to deal with that demon. That's what's there right now. Those brothers are not the problem. The white man is the problem.
Them brothers,
the freedoms that the white man gives her is the problem. So now I have to make her let go of that. I have to show her herself in the mirror.
Damn right.
Them brothers, y'all very trained, because I'm not gonna lie. If I'd have got spit on, it would have been an Ike Turner fadeaway going on. So y'all have said, y'all have been like, you can't come back here, brother, till you get right. You can't come back. Don't play that spit on shit, man. You don't spit on me. That's
hey,
you're right. But listen, this is what I'm gonna say.
Shout out to you.
And while it was going on, we didn't realize it. Is when we looked over the tape, we saw it.
Oh, you didn't.
Okay. It was the whole squatting thing. But while going on, we didn't see it. It's after when we look on the tape.
Yeah.
Damn, she did it.
Yeah.
We didn't see what was going on.
If I could piggyback on what you said, Cap, like one of the most persuasive problems that we have in the community, like we were just talking about the sisters, what happened to them when there's no father, what happened to these young men is they become mama's boys. You know what I'm saying? And we don't, a mama boy is not, that ain't something you should be, people all the time, you go to a cookout, they always brag, oh, what's the name of mama's boy? He loves his mama. We don't need no more mama's boys, man, because mama boys are emotional. You understand? Mama's boys, here's the problem with a mama's boy. They grow up and learn to defend women even when they do wrong.
That's right.
You understand? Even when they out of pocket. You understand? I just was telling some brothers in my school, in my camp, you know what I'm saying, that if your sister call you or mother call you when they had a fight, with their husband or whatever, and it should be a spirit in you to defend them, but you better first go talk to that man about, you got to ask him, listen, what happened? You understand? Because your sister could have spit in his face. She could have smacked him first, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Before you go over there and do something to anybody, you better go talk to that brother first and ask him what happened. And then when you had these type of rules, you know what I'm saying, that's been put down, you know what I'm saying, in the Bible, it's going to stop a lot of murders, man. And
jail.
Jail. And it's going to, what it's going to teach black men? It's going to teach us how to respect one another, man.
That's it.
Yep. And that's unfortunate about the brother, the guy in Chicago that got killed. And I tell people all the time again, you have to be a thinker and not a reactor.
That's right.
Your reaction will be the end of your life.
That's right.
You have to be thinkers and not reactors, because you jumped somewhere just because somebody said something, and now you locked up. She out there with the next stick, if you know what I mean, going there with him. She ain't stunned you no more. She killed, as far as I'm concerned, she killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I say. We got to be thinkers, not reactors. And that brother was a reactor, and unfortunately, he paid for that.
That's right.
He paid for that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play a little bit more. Then we're gonna go to what started this whole thing, because, like you said, brother, I'm not surprised. They saw the viral video. They saw how you chastised and everything. That's all they wanted to see. They didn't want to see how it started and all that. Most of the people wanted to just get that and watch that and get their thrills, and that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, unfortunately, instead of learning from this, because when I talked about it, we learned from this. We got to call them out. One, we got to call them out and stop being quiet. We man or woman, we can't sit back and be quiet. And like you said, hit them over the head with truth. And that's why she couldn't, not one time did she call you a liar. She didn't say you wrong. You got it all wrong. It ain't like that. No, she decided to try to destroy what you got going on. That's the only thing they can do, because they can't hit you with the truth. They can't handle the truth. So she could do nothing but try to sabotage. And of course, y'all kept it going. Didn't stop nothing till she finally got on the train. And you still kept doing what you were doing. Shout out to you, and shout out to the whole team.
Damn right.
She is simple. She is what? She is simple. She is what? Simple. She is what? Simple.
Go ahead.
And knowing nothing.
And you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. That's why you got to kick everything over and get violent. That's why that man left you. That's why he left you. and you're shopping around for daddies right now. Who gonna be my baby dad? Who gonna be my baby dad? Because that baby father. Because you're stupid and you're simple and you know it's nothing. I tried to ignore you. I tried to leave you alone. You don't want to leave black men alone. You don't want to leave black men alone. I don't give a damn if you believe what I know or I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, you're stupid and you're simple. You got a goddamn child out here and you doing all this reckless thing with this child. And ain't nobody. Talk to her. Talk to her. Read. Read.
Psalm 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silent.
Say it again.
Keep not thou silent. Oh God.
Keep not thou silence, oh God. That's what David said in the Psalms. Keep not thou silence. You don't see how we destroying America? I understand, brother. I got you. Yeah, we the enemy now. But now the problem is me, right? Now the problem is me. You don't want to check her, but now the problem is me. Black people, we are a house that needs to be put in order. We are a house that needs to be put in order. We are a house that needs to be put in order. Don't worry about it. Listen, let me tell you something. You know why she in the brother's face? Because she ain't got no man in the house. That's the closest to masculinity she'll ever get. That's the first man a goddamn baby ever seen. Listen, man, extend that arm. Extend that arm. Extend that arm. Extend that arm. Read.
That's a lot of nerve. Now, she's in his face. He's telling her to step back. She ain't stepping back. And when he extends his arm and push her away, she gonna say, "Don't you put your hands on me." Ain't that a bitch?
There's no doubt.
Don't put your hands on me, but you got your face all in his face. Stanky breath ass all in his face. And when he want that space, that armless space, she want to play victim. Don't put your hands on me. So and I'm glad you told him, because I see he wasn't trying to react. He wasn't gonna do what I would have did. So shout out to him. But you told him, put the hand out, and you caught the hand. Shouldn't have been that close anyway. And now she want to holler, "Don't put your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me." What's your take on that, brother?
Well, that's the bait. That's the bait and switch tactic that, again, our sisters do. She's gonna get in your face after you done come home from whatever job you're doing.
Right.
This hard labor, dealing with some oppressors in an office somewhere. And she's gonna get in your face. You gonna try to get space, and she's gonna say you hit her. And now here comes the police. You get the point? What are the point I was bringing on before about the responsibility of it? You can't give a damn about none of that. You're gonna have to check her. And not stop checking her. You're gonna have to get that demon out of her. You're gonna have to get that forehead of the white man out of her. That's the issue here. She thinks the support of America. That's why she could kick everything over and do it. She thinks she could, just run amok and nothing happens. And it has to stop at some point. It's going to take some strength. It's going to take some discipline. But brother, it's worth it, because what's on the other side of that monster is a beautiful, virtuous, full of ability daughter of Zion that
Damn
she
right. Damn right.
She could become. Listen, brother, we got women up in here who is, fashion designers, educators, RNs, psychologists. I'm talking about to the doctorate level. We take women who America makes trash and turn them into pure gold. But it comes with discipline and getting chastised. It comes with that. And that's love. That's absolute love. I don't love you if I don't correct you. You want to leave.
That's what I agree.
Street.
That's not, I'll go ahead,
brother. If I could, Cap, she what you saying? What you say? He ain't seen my emotional gangbanger tape, Cap. The one that
just looking for it. I was just looking for it.
They took it. It had went viral We had like 500,000 views, and after that they took it down, and we I don't think Kawan recovered it. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, damn.
Yeah. But
man.
but what you saying that sister do right there is she's having a tantrum, man, like a child. You see what I'm saying? That's what a child does, you know, when they, you know, don't like what they hear, they throw a tantrum. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is we don't realize the demon, you know what I'm saying, that the white man then put on our women, you know what I'm saying, by giving them his philosophy. Like, I mean, one of the worst things that happened to us in our mind is that we didn't forgot that these people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? His way of life, you know what I'm saying, have destroyed us completely. You understand? And then now you're seeing the results of him. That's like, really? She, even though she's a black woman, that's a product of white supremacy right there, what you're saying.
Thank you.
I call them the Ku Klux Keishas.
Yeah.
The right hand of white supremacy. So yeah, we agree on that.
No doubt.
This is the video, y'all. It's 10 minutes, but it was only like a couple minutes when it led up to it. I'm gonna play it and let me know is this the part where it all unfold, or do I need to fast forward or whatnot?
You might need to go back just a taste because
you see it already? Okay.
Did she come up already and show the support?
Let me see. Hold on. I just thought.
I don't think you had to play it from the. You could probably play it and skip forward, but it shows where she comes up, and she's told to go to the table, and she wants a question. You could play it and see it.
No shit that only a simpleton would do. It doesn't make sense to go out here and want to murder our babies, want to murder our children, come up with songs about hoeing our women. It don't make sense. That's simple, man. We got all types of ways.
She's already going on. That's her yelling.
We have.
Let me back.
Yeah, she's already upset because the brother on the podium is not giving her attention. He told her go to the table if she
I'm gonna go right here. I'll pray because you're right. She don't even have a mic, and she's talking just as loud as he is on the mic.
Yep.
That's something.
What does the Bible tell us to do?
Turn again to our Lord.
Once we see that we dying from getting high, thank you, sis. Grab your flyer. Once you see that we dying from getting high, what are we supposed to do?
She came to the table, and that's when she put the money in the brother said, "Thank you."
That's when she came and put the money in there.
Yeah, because she was like, good to see black men on the street, strong and stuff like that. And she, brother told her take a flyer, and then she comes back across and wants to question him. He tells her go back to the table. You can go ahead and play.
All right.
Lord.
Listen to this. Listen to this, man. According to the scriptures, man, this is what we supposed to do, man. The God of Israel, man, told us that we turn again to him. That's what we do. You understand? According to the scriptures, we got to try our ways. We got to search up what's going on with us. We got to see why we destroyed, why we spoiled. You understand? We got to search that up. We got to look at the numbers and recognize real for what it is, man. We've been worshiping the wrong gods. We've been worshiping the heathens. You understand? Any questions, just come right here to the information desk for me, okay? You understand? Read it from the top.
I want y'all to hear that again, what this brother just said. Any questions, go over to the table and ask whatever you want to ask. We got to continue speaking the truth and spreading the word. We don't have time to talk about that. You could talk to one of the information that's sitting at the desk right there or standing at the desk. He can answer anything you want, anything you need. So let's hear that again. She didn't like that. She didn't like that. She did not. No, you're supposed to talk to me when I say so. Entitlement. Let's hear that again.
We've been worshiping the heathens. You understand? Any questions, just come right here to the information desk for me, okay? You understand? Read it from the top. Any questions, sister? Any questions? Come right here to the table. Any questions? Come right here to the information table. Read it from the top.
2 times he said.
Verse 40, Lamentation chapter 3. Let us search and try our ways.
The Bible says, let us search and try our ways, man. Take me over to Proverbs 1 and 22. Don't lose that scripture, though. Take me over to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. You're going to find out today, man, that we've been living in our simplicity, man. When we talk about trying our ways, when you look at the things it is that we're doing, when you look at the type of music that the Jewish man allows us to put out there and allows us to release, When you look at it, how it is, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. You understand? It's because we living in simple ways. We doing something that is simple, meaning what? We doing something that don't make no sense. That only a simpleton would do. It doesn't make sense to go out here and want to murder our babies, want to murder our children, come up with songs about hoeing our women. It don't make sense. That's simple, man. We got all types of ways that's destroying us, and we have to examine those ways. Look at our music. Look at what we teaching our children. Damn right, brother. Look at what we teaching our children. Look at what our babies got to see. Mommy and daddy arguing. You understand? Look at what our babies got to see.
You a liar. You a liar. Listen, I was trying to ignore you. I know because you're ignorant and you ain't got no education. Give me Psalms 83 real quick.
Mind you, the captain came up. He tried and tried to ignore you. He tried. He couldn't take it no more because she kept going back and forth, saying whatever she was saying, all because this other brother said, just go to the table and ask him. You don't have to interrupt us for what we're trying to do.
Right.
In my opinion, that's why I say these baby mama Ted, these Ku Klux Keishas, that was her agenda. Even though she donated, that don't mean nothing. Her agenda was to sabotage what you was trying to do. That's just my opinion.
Yep.
Because as soon as the brother said, go over there to the information desk, I just went over there and talked to him or whoever. I would talk to him and get all the information I need. And if I really wanted to talk to that brother, then I'm sure if I talk to him what I'm trying to do, he'll tell me how I can get connected with that brother. See, that's what a man will do. So, well, we already know the problem from what you say. You know, she's got that white supremacy mindset. So, you know, that's one of the main problems. But the other thing is she's a toddler. She has a kid, but she's a toddler. Because actually threatening and waving like a girl, like a kid, because she didn't get the lollipop she wanted. So I understand that you got tired of hearing the situation and you got tired of hearing us going back and forth. But I want to know, besides you just being tired, what made you go up there and basically just hit over the head with truth and knowledge?
Well, I didn't mind the, F y'all don't know what you're talking about. Who cares about that?
Right.
But she started saying that's not the Lord's name, because her question was, what's the Lord's name?
Right.
And just being out there again, learning from Commander General Yahanna and the generals, you can read certain questions already in the spirit. That type of question, you're trying to challenge me on what the Lord's name is, and I'm not letting the brother teach. But then when she said the Lord's name is something, I forget the name she said. It's some Egypt god or something. That's his real name, and you all don't know what he's talking about. Now I had to get up there and defend the Lord.
Okay.
Now I had to not defend the Lord, Salaki, but defend the truth. Defend what we believe.
So it was more about her misunderstanding of who or what his name really is.
Well, not so her misunderstanding. Everybody could be misunderstood. But her disrespect behind her ignorance needed to be corrected. And when I got up there, even the scripture I pulled is what I pulled at the end, what showed the Lord's name. But we never got to it because she started kicking over everything. And now I have to deal with that demon that's in you. Now I have to show you are a bitch, and I'm going to correct a bitch.
So, baby,
go ahead.
That was the last straw. That was the last.
Well, no, it's not the last straw.
Okay.
But remember, I got up there to show her in the Bible, in God's records, he said his name is Yahweh in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But we never got to it because she came back and started kicking everything down. She started kicking everything down. So now I have to address that.
Okay.
And with our people, there is no last straw. There's never a last straw. The last straw is with the oppressor. We had the last straw with him.
Okay. So what do you call it if it's not the last straw?
This is love.
Okay.
This is straight up and down love. Love could come in the way of what you see right there, or just simply telling somebody, hey man, that's wrong, or sister, that's wrong, you shouldn't do that. Look what God said. But now how you receive the correction, it will determine on how it's administered. You get the point? So some medicine, traditional medicine tastes horrible. Traditional medicine tastes horrible, but it works.
That's right.
It works.
My father whooped my ass, and he didn't whoop me because he hate me. He whooped me because he cared about and also cared about correcting me and everything. It was out of love.
That's right.
So you're right.
That's right. So at that point there, you know, I wouldn't just let that be said and not be defending, because from the camera angle, you're not going to see there's people listening. So now she's saying that. Now I have to correct it and let them know what the Lord's name really is, and she don't know what she's talking about. And now added, you know, on top of the disrespect and the insults, I have to address that situation, because now I didn't call you out. You're trying to interrupt me at my job. Like if I walk in any office and stop people from working, I will be carried away. I'll be given an education. This was her time to receive an education. That's right. That's all.
Another, you will be educated. You're right.
Tuition free. I gave her back a refund. She get tuition free. We better than FAFSA and student aid up here. We give you tuition free. You're going to pass with flying colors. You come up here for education. You're going to get your education.
I'm playing a little bit more, but this is basically what it was. She couldn't handle what you was dishing.
Listen, I was trying to ignore you. I know, because you're ignorant and you ain't got no education. Give me Psalms 83 real quick. Give me Psalms 83 real quick. You're simple and you're stupid. So what you need to do is go home and take that baby home. Go take that baby home and go take that baby to see his father, and you should shut your mouth. You don't know the Bible. Give me foolish and clamorous also. Give me Proverbs 9 and 13. Give me Proverbs 9 and 13. Give me also a shameless woman is counted as a dog. She said, Yahweh is not the Lord's name. It's some old filthy relic name, Anu or Ahu or whatever. I don't care a who about who you talking about, but I'm going to tell you who God's name is, because you're simple and you're stupid. And listen, man, the Christian church is the reason for it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The Lord gonna play your goddamn room. They're gonna have a period black like the damn streets. They're gonna be crazy and insane out your mind. And this is the product of the Christian church. Listen, man, she came up here, put some money in the bucket, said, give me back my goddamn money. We ain't care about money, man. Money might drive you, but it ain't gonna drive us. And your mouth is why your baby don't got no daddy. That man done left you, and you're running the streets like a stray dog. That loud mouth is why that man left you dog behind. Because you're running your mouth like a goddamn dog. Right. You're like Dino from Flintstones. That's you. That's you. You foolish and clamorous woman. Give me that first.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous.
She is clamorous. You know what clamorous means? Loving to run her damn mouth and saying nothing. Loving to run her mouth and saying nothing. That's simple out there. Loving to run her mouth and saying nothing. A foolish woman is clamorous. A foolish woman is clamorous. One more time. A foolish woman is clamorous. Listen, man, I learned from Commanding General Yahanna, man. I done seen this demon before. I done seen this damn foolish demon before. You're endangering a child out here. Where's that child's father? Let me call him so he can come and get full custody. Because you're crazy and you're foolish and you're out your goddamn mind. Black men love their children, but ain't no black man putting up with that damn nonsense. Ain't no black man staying in the house putting up with that damn nonsense. And if you're putting up with that, you're a goddamn weak nigga. You're a weak ass nigga. Put that bitch in check. Put that bitch in check. So I don't have to do it for you. Running around the street terrorizing people. If I didn't have no discipline, I would knock a goddamn head off. You would have a problem. Put that bitch in check. Put that goddamn bitch in check. Read it again. Hey, foolish.
Now, did you see?
Yeah, please. Go ahead, brother. I was just about to say it. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I want y'all. God damn. I want y'all to take a look right here. What do you see that this baby mama Terrence did? Let's look at the screen. Look to the left and look what this baby mama Terrence did. All because she wanted to sabotage and fight that man for calling her ass out with truth. She put her daughter on a side for somebody just walk over there and grab her, going about their business. She didn't give a shit about her daughter. That's why I said these baby mama Terrence don't love their kids. Go ahead, brother, because we all thought the same thing when that popped up. The pause this screen. We ain't even got to play no more. That right there.
Brother, that at that point, you have to intervene. And that's why I say, if you want to stop black on black crime, you want to stop that situation. Of course, the white man is the devil. We have to get away from him. But you're going to have to reinstate black men in positions of power. So they could rule and their spirit could also rule. Just like in that restaurant. Same thing. A mother with her child. And then now you're looking at a man there. You have the power to do something and correct something. She abandoned that baby. And let me tell you something. In DC has a situation of missing children. Been had it since Relisha Rudd, and before that, Relisha Rudd was a young girl who went missing from a DC shelter, and nobody could find her. In the shelter with her mother, went missing. Nobody could find her for years. They go searching for white children all the time, but black and Hispanic kids, nobody give a damn about it. Since the gentrification started happening in DC and these LGBTQ developers, these white developers started moving in, more children went missing. And you left your baby on the side so you could argue because you need to prove a point with your old nasty behind to some black men who you hate because black men get strong and you have to yield to them. That father, he should get that child. He should have that child for custody and you should get supervised. You don't need that child. You don't need that child anymore. That's a girl too. That's a little baby girl. You don't need that child. I have wives and children. And if I see or hear any one of them acting like that with my children out there, brother, it's going to be a different story. It's going to be an absolute different story.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I have to put hands on any one of them.
Hold on. You said any one of your wives and children?
That's correct.
Uh-oh.
How many wives you got?
Enough. and on some days it might not be enough. I'm just putting that out there. I'll still be shopping.
Hey, Kev, let him take a look at my I got my t-shirt on right now.
Captain Maokari, if it could make his picture big on the screen, his shirt says much polygamy. Get out of hand. Give that a hand. Much polygamy. Isaiah 4:1. It said in that day 7 women will take hold of one man, only begging to be called by his name, and will not want his money or his or to be clothed by him, but just to be clothed by his name. Brother, let me tell you something. You come up in here, the Lord has reward for you. The Lord has rewards for you. You ain't gonna be Kyrie Irving, but you could get some black and Hispanic and Native Indian women to say, "My Lord, how was your day today?" I know they willingly say, "My Lord." They say Adawan, which is Hebrew for my Lord.
That's right.
They cover that thing up. They don't walk out there with that tights with your ass out like how that sister was, underdressed, appealing to a man's base instinct of sexuality. Exactly. That's shameful, man. That's shameful. And let me tell you something. Black women want you to correct them. Right. That initial fight back is that demon that they're in love with that loves them. You fight that, these sisters want you in their life, telling them what to do, telling them about their friends, because they don't have that part from the Lord. They need you for direction. Brothers know what a whore looks like.
That's
and
right.
9 out of 10 of your friends are whores. So when we say stop liming with that, stop hanging with that slut, it's true. And then you fight to stay hanging with her. And what you come back and tell me in 2 years? You won't believe what this hoe told me.
Right.
You. The same hoe is telling you to leave me because she don't have no respect for no man. She don't love no man. You get the point?
let me ask you.
Brothers, let me say this last thing. Brothers in here can't have wives, but it's important to be the husband of one wife, like it says in Timothy. What do I mean by that? You can't forsake your first love. My first love, after I got off the phone with Commander General Yahanna, like I told you many years ago, I wasn't looking for no woman. I was looking for the truth. Right. My first love is this truth. It's this nation. It's this spirit of Yahushua our King, Christ our King. That's my first love. These wives I have is reward for being a solid, loyal soldier. A solid, loyal, disciplined soldier. It's reward, which I don't deserve, which I do not deserve. But the Lord saw it fit to give me some daughters of Zion and gave me children from them. And I thank the Lord for it.
Let me ask you a question. So, say for instance, this woman right here was the comeback. She want to change her ways. She want to get the white supremacy or get that hateful mindset out of her mind. Y'all take her in and she actually start to follow the way and actually know her role, and do right, tradition, everything, right? You telling me, even with her background and her past and her mileage, somebody who will still wife that?
I'm gonna explain it for you.
Yeah, let me make this bigger. Yeah, explain that.
What about a brother who murdered people?
Right.
He murdered people. He got bodies on him with a Z, not a S. He done surpass Z. He done murdered people, slit throats, put bullets in people. And he comes into the Israelite school at UPK and he changed his life. Am I supposed to look at him now as a piece of shit because of what he did when he was a Christian? Or should I now accept the brand new man with a new name and a new spirit that this new man, when he gets that name, he never murdered anybody. The old man did. Now, once he turns his back on that old man who belongs to America, he's a new person. He never murdered nobody. That sister, she's a new sister. She never had abortions. In fact, this new sister, whatever her name is, she never had a man. The next man she has is going to be the first man she ever has sex with. The Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. We're not caught up with the physical parts of this world. We caught up with the spirit. Right. A sister has a new spirit. That's who I'm marrying. Just the spirits in the same house. That ain't no sweat. But that's who I'm marrying. You get the point? Whatever she did in the past, that's what she did in the past. Let me tell you something. Because I probably did shit in the past that I don't need to be here for. No, it's all good. I probably did shit in the past I don't need to be here for. But I don't change from that. Right. So who I am now, who I am today, is not that man who was born to physical appearance. It's a new person born in the spirit under Christ Yahushua our King, under the Most High, who was raised and fathered by Commander General Yahanna. I'm a new person. Every sister needs that. And this is the powerful part of it. You see that guilt of what you did as a Christian? It keeps perpetuating what you do in the future. Right. If you could walk away from the shit you did in the past, you would jump at that opportunity. You would jump at it. You would, if you're truly sincere and knew that what you did was wrong. Some of our people, because we follow the white man so much, we proud in our sin and we don't give a damn. But some of us cry ourselves to sleep at night. Some of us get high on crack, high on heroin, smoke a ton of weed, become alcoholics, become promiscuous. Because any affection to a young broken person with a boy or girl, it feels good for a second and they go from high to high to high. I'm giving you a way out. I'm holding the exit door, nigga. Get out. Wake up and run out the house. Because out here, you could become brand new. You could start over.
That's right.
Start fresh. Come on.
Well,
start fresh.
Hey, anybody want to start fresh and start over? The link is in there. Definitely hit the link and reach out to these brothers. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that baby mama Ted's got bodies with a Z, Busy Bee, Queen, and everything else. I guarantee it, because I'm gonna go what you say. She ain't reborn. So right now she got a bunch of bodies. I tell you, these real bodies.
Listen, how many bodies have our old men when we were younger and doing dumb shit? How many women have we slept with and throw away? She ain't get them bodies by herself, you know.
Right.
We had a role to play in it too. That's why I tell you, this sword swing both ways. The scriptures say a two-edged sword, which means I'm cutting who's in front of me, and this could cut myself too. Who am I to now turn around and hold her accountable for shit when I done threw women away? I done had sex with them and passed them to the homie. Why would I now be a hypocrite when I contributed to a woman becoming whores? Who is doing it? We doing it.
Not all, man.
Hold on. We have to accept responsibility if we want the authority. If we want authority over this nation and over our women, we're gonna have to accept the responsibility. You're gonna have to be the boss. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to do it.
I agree, but it's been some brothers that's been tossed over. That was a good guy from women. So I mean, it ain't just everybody. I know you're not, but I'm just saying there are some good brothers that have been tossed into the lake as well.
And they've been tossed into the lake by women who have been tossed away by men as well. I'm telling you, if you fix black men, the nation will align. It will realign itself. It'll fix itself.
If I could too, Cap, like you look at that woman, of course she do got a ton of bodies or whatever, right? But like Cap is bringing out, you know what I'm saying? It's because the fact is because we as men been trained in this kingdom to only look at a woman for her lust. You understand? And when you look at a woman just for her lust, you ain't worried about this woman's mind. And what you see Cap doing right there is he's showing love for this woman's mind. Like we got to remember, you know what I'm saying, that at the end of the day, no matter how disgusting these sisters are, they still are sisters and they still need to be fixed. And you got to have brothers that care for this is just like you care for your daughter. You got to look at a black woman like your daughter. You know what I'm saying? If you seen you wouldn't want your daughter dressed like that. You wouldn't want your daughter in a strip club. So why would you treat another black man's daughter in that way? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta care for these sisters' mind, man. We've been trained in this kingdom to only worry about how big their behind is, how they look physically. How did that happen? But you know, back in the 90s, what used to come on at midnight all the time? The BET videos with the girls shaking their behind and all that, or whatever. This was what we don't understand is this music and TV was a way to train our mind to only look at our women for lust. You know what I'm saying? So who cares how she think? Who cares how much of a she is? Who cares how she act? As long as she giving you or whatever the case may be, then you don't give a damn how her personality is. And brother, that got to change.
That's right.
And I agree with you. I agree with you. You can't say that you for what's right. You can't say that you for God, but you still worry about, you know what I'm saying? You're not about the person mind. You worry about the outside, which is her body, you know what I'm saying? I get exactly what you're saying. Now, let me ask you both this question. Now, Professor has been a supporter of me for like over a year, maybe 2 years. He's a white man. And this is some real shit he just said. He said it twice. I guess somebody said something to him, and what he said, because you was talking about the white man, white supremacy, and what he said was, no, he's not talking about me. He's talking about the people who look like me. What's your take on that?
Cap, please. I want to see Captain Malquad respond to this one here. And I want everyone who's listening, especially if you're in Chicago, listen to this right here. Right?
Yeah, can you?
I'm
sorry, Cap. Can you repeat the question?
Early before you came in here, he said, and plus while you've been in here, why we're going through what we're going through because of the white man is devil, white supremacy. I have a brother here who is white, and he posted. I guess somebody said something to him, or maybe he just said out of nowhere. But he said was, no, talking about the brother Captain. He's not talking about me because he's white. He said, but he's not talking about me. He's talking about people who look like me. He's basically saying I'm not taking offense to it because That's not me. So what is your take on that, on what he said?
Man, you know, with a lot of the time our people always talk about, when we talk about the ills of white people, the first thing our people jump up and say is there's some good white people, right? And if there's some good white people, then those some good white people should be able to admit that them and their people are the devil. You understand? Now, even if this person is a so-called good white person, at the end of the day, we can't control what nation that we're born to. You understand? It ain't like if you got a barrel of snakes, I ain't gonna take my hand and put it in the barrel of snakes to see which one is gonna bite me and which one isn't. You understand? So at the end of the day, we have to be held accountable for as a whole, as a people. We came in slavery together. Yeah, no matter how can I put it? No matter what type of person you were, black people came into slavery together. It didn't matter if they was old, young, or how good or bad they was. All our ancestors got on them ships, came here and suffered, you understand, together. Why? Because the Lord, you know what I'm saying, punished people as a nation. You understand? So any good white person, no matter how good they are, you know what I'm saying, they should be able to admit that them and their people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? Listen, he could be the greatest white man ever, you know what I'm saying, and admit to everything that we saying. When he walk out that door, he live a total different life than what I live when I walk out that door. And why is he able to live that life? Because off of that comes from the benefit of what his fathers did to establish America. You understand? And so the thing about the Lord is, the God don't care how good, you know what I'm saying, this so-called white person is. When the Lord come to repay white people for what they done to us, him and every other white people, you know what I'm saying, is gonna have to suffer for what their forefathers did. Because that is real judgment. You understand?
So even if he acknowledged what his ancestors did to the people, and he tried to right the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You said it doesn't matter?
Well, here's what he should do. He should send all the donations he could to the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. You understand? He should admit, you know, that what his people did was wrong and all of that. And the best thing that any white person could do that really so-called care about black people is stay out of black people's business. You understand? Like that's the biggest thing that they opinion don't matter, you know what I'm saying, with black issues. We gotta fix us. You understand? He can have all the opinion he want in the world. The way that we get fixed is we gonna have to fix us. You understand? Now, why do I say that? That sound wrong, but you gotta remember, us being here under this captivity for so long, we care about our oppressor's opinion. You understand? And when you care about your oppressor's opinion as much as we do, you're going to look to him for the answers. You understand? When the answers come from us, it comes from the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that have suffered under the foot of these people. You know what I mean? So that's why I use the comparison with slavery. 100 million of our people died during slavery. You know what I'm saying? 20 million of them ended over here on the shores of America. Now, I ask you, you don't think it was any good black people, you know what I'm saying, they got on them slave ships? Wait, I'm asking you the host. Huh?
Ask me that question again.
As far as slavery, when we came over here on slave ships, do you think out of all those millions of people that was brought over here, do you think all of them was just bad? Or do you think it was some of those people that was good that got on them slave ships?
Talking about the slaves?
Yeah, our ancestors.
I mean, I can't say if they didn't. Nah, I'm sure you had good, you had bad, you had them all.
That listen, the Lord didn't care, you know what I'm saying, whether some was good, some was bad, or whatever. Right. We got our black ass on that ship. And what I'm telling you is about your buddy, your partner, whoever he is when God come to judge America, it don't matter how good, you know what I'm saying, this white person was, that white person, it don't matter about none of that. They've had the benefit of what their fathers did. You understand? Now they're gonna have to suffer, you know what I'm saying, for what their fathers done, according to the Bible.
Let me ask you this. So do that go with, because you had it's not a lot, but you had some black slave black people as well. Do that go for them too, for them sinning?
Well, most people say blacks enslaved black people. And they normally talking about Africans that enslaved Israelites. You understand, and that's where coming to our class and coming to our school comes in, so we could be able to show you that just because a person is dark like you, don't mean that it's your people.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not talking about the Africans. I'm not talking about the Africans. I'm talking about
right
here. You had blacks as slaves. Not it wasn't a lot, but you still had some blacks to have blacks as slaves.
If a black man enslave another black person, that still the charge still goes to the white man. And I'll tell you why, because anytime we do harm to one another, you know what I'm saying, it's a result of being oppressed by white people. You know what I'm saying? Nobody just wakes up and want to harm their own goddamn people. It's because we hate ourselves. Who taught us that? Who taught us to hate ourselves? The so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? That's a curse that we living under. You understand? And the way that we fix that curse is we first have to acknowledge that the reason I hate you and you hate me is because we got a common enemy. And if we don't look at the white man as our common enemy and we keep looking at each other as the enemy, guess what? You're going to have 600 murders in Chicago. You understand? But you ain't going to blame them white men that's sitting in the government office that's writing laws to make sure that you and I are poor. You understand? And make sure that our woman can leave on the drop of a dime. It's so easy for us to blame one another and hate one another, but we don't want to look at the source of where our hate comes from. And that's what we better start examining. We better start examining that this oppressor is the one who deserves our hate. You know what I'm saying? Right. And our own people, we the one that deserve each other love and forgiveness. We always talking about forgiving this and forgiving that, but we don't want to forgive each other. And that's our problem.
Let me ask you this last question.
Ain't no sweat. Come on with it.
I'm gonna ask both of y'all this last question. Now, y'all say when it comes to black, when it comes to Mexican and Indian, it's not about color, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
so
yeah,
Cap, I'm gonna let you. Cap, you got it.
But yeah, when it comes to quote unquote the white man, he's the enemy. But that's a color, ain't it? What's the difference?
No.
That's what I want to know. That's why I'm asking. I want to know.
Yeah. It's definitely a huge difference, right? And I'm gonna let you know the two things. You remember earlier the answer I gave you with Bob Marley, right?
Right.
Bob Marley is a white man, even though he presents physically as black. He looks black, his hair is like black people here, but he's a white man because he sees the seed of his father. So he is a white man. There's Africans right now, everybody raging over this Burna Boy singing this Afro beats or whatever from Nigeria.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even know.
Right? You have this influx of these African musicians really singing black people music, a mixture of Judite music or Black American music and West Indian or Benjamite music. And they have all these songs, and it's running up the airwaves right now. Everybody talking about it. Just the other day, 21 Savage said he's not doing any more music with an African entertainer because he did a song and on the African chart, it didn't reach to the top. And he's understanding that even though we are black, us here, we black, they got dark skin like us, they are not black. So there is a difference. The Africans know that they are not black. They don't call themselves black. They don't call themselves Negro. They tell you where they're from. I'm from Liberia, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, South Africa. They know where they're from. We are called black because of our condition. It's a condition. It's not a skin color.
That's right.
They call themselves white because they see themselves as everything pure and good and righteous. That's why you have white supremacy. We fight white supremacy with absolute, total, unadulterated black supremacy. Right. You get the point? So this is not about color. This is a bloodline, right? And also, if I could backtrack to your who you say is a white man, how do you know he's white?
Because he says so. I'm gonna go off what he say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
why. I know what you're getting at. He might not be. If you go,
I mean, I don't know who his father is. I don't know who his father is. I haven't seen him. Right. I've seen an avatar here with him, but I don't know if that's him. You get the point? I don't know if that's actually him. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So the scriptures say, when you judge, give me that. Give me John 17:9 real quick.
I'll judge off the cover.
Right? Give me John 17:9 real quick. I'm gonna just let everybody know something. You have to, once again, you're gonna learn the discipline in here and you're gonna know how to be thorough. You have it? Go ahead, please. Nice and low.
This is John chapter 17 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
I pray for them.
No, give me judge righteous judgment. Give me judge righteous judgment. Judge not according to appearance. I'm going to paraphrase for time's sake. The scripture says, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. We don't judge by appearance. We judge righteously. You know why we say the white man is the devil? Because who else is going to steal people from a place, enslave them, rape their mothers, hang their fathers, light people on fire, sell their babies to their friends, then tell the children of those people that, you know, white people are the only people who ever did anything good. They take our book, Jesus Christ is a black man, they paint him white and say Christ is white. Who else would do that but a devil?
Damn right.
This has nothing to do with skin color. This has to do with a bloodline and your actions, your absolute actions. Martin Luther King said one good thing in his whole life. One good thing in his whole life.
One good thing, that's it.
That's it. That's what he said, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
He said, don't judge a man by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character. I'm not judging white people by the color of their skin. I don't give a damn. You could have been blue with yellow polka dots. I'm judging you by the content of your character. And your character stinks, white man. From the English Empire to the French Empire to the British Empire to the White House. Your character stinks. Your history is telling your story, so much so you have to fight against critical race theory, where you can't talk about the history of America in schools. You're changing the topics in the history books to the transatlantic migration, as if we voluntarily signed up for fucking slavery, instead of it being the transatlantic slave trade. You are the devil the Bible speaks of. And devil simply means deceiver. Devil doesn't mean a man with horns and a pitchfork and tail. It means liar. And there are many liars on the earth, but there's the liar, the main liar, and this is the white man. He is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Very right.
My man. I understand. No, when I ask, I want to know. I want to get an understanding, because I don't like to do it. I don't like people to do it with me. Don't assume me. Ask me so you'll get what you need to know before you just assume the judge by the cover or whatever. That's me. So that's why I can't. You don't know unless you ask, right?
Appreciate that, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna hold y'all no longer. What I want y'all to do, tell everybody where they can reach y'all, where they can donate, where they can you know what I'm saying, all y'all social media outlets, and definitely let us know. Well, I got your flyer, but let us know when that event is, because y'all come, if y'all, it's people in here, Chicago and Indiana, you know what I'm saying, that needs to be out. I'm gonna go.
Man, the event is called the Midwest Fire Weekend. It's probably like I think this is our 6th annual. It's gonna be from July 27th to the 30th. The first day we got
could you pull the flyer up on the screen? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Let me go while you talk. I can, let me email it to me. I can do that.
Yeah.
Tell you if I can do that.
I might be able to do it a little bit faster if
or you can share it on here, and I can
I'll be able to get it up a little bit faster. Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah, so the first day we got gentleman Mayak, he has class Ask You the Prophets early in the morning. We're gonna have a breakfast right at our school in Chicago. I think was that 10 a.m. Thursday morning. We're gonna have free breakfast for everybody, free coffee. You know what I'm saying? While one of our generals teach a class right at 9909 Roosevelt Road in Westchester, Illinois. That day, Thursday, everything free. We got class led on that night by one of our General Hyman, teach the best classes in the world, answer all questions about the Bible, life. It's a can't miss situation. And we got Cross the Line Thursday night to complete it. And then Friday morning from 11 a.m. to 5, we're going to be on Magnificent Mile. All right. We're going to be on Magnificent Mile out there teaching on the street like you've seen the Captain Shock teaching on the street. We teach on the street as well. One of our camp spots is the Magnificent Mile. We're gonna be out there. We also got a camp spot where we be on Madison and Pulaski, and all. I think our other one is on 71st and Jeffrey, if I'm not mistaken. And then the big thing, our biggest thing we have in this Midwest Fire Weekend is the man who's ahead of this nation, which we want everybody to get familiar with, Commanding General Yahanna. All right, remember that name, Google that name, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, remember that name. You know what I'm saying? Our leader, you know what I'm saying, is going to be having a lecture, all right, called the Third World War lecture, right? And what does this mean for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? Because that time is coming near. And a lot of our people just don't know what to do. We don't want you to be hit by a surprise with it. You know, it's like looking at a door and not realizing if you open door number 7, that it's catastrophe for behind that door. And that door is about to get open now. You know what I'm saying? So our people, it's a very, very serious and dangerous time for our people. And make no mistake, when this time comes, the America is going to turn their back on so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And so knowing that, we have to do what the Bible say, which is to gather ourselves together and come together like never before. Jenny Yahanna is going to be bringing that out on the lecture. I believe the information should be right there. It's $30 per ticket. You can go to eventbrite.com. You can come physically to the lecture, or you can purchase it, you know what I'm saying, online. All you got to do is go to eventbrite.com, put that information in. You should be good to go. All right. And then
question, is there a dress code?
Say it again.
Is there a dress code?
No, there's no dress code.
Okay.
No dress code. Just come ready to be watching an amazing lecture. You know, Jenny Yahanna, I'm not sure if you ever seen him speak, but man, this brother puts it down. You know what I mean? He also got a podcast he does every Monday, America on Fire. You can catch that on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But he coming. It's gonna be a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? For the city of Chicago to have this brother right here. You know, we didn't heard all the leaders, man. You think Farrakhan is something, man. You ain't heard, you know what I'm saying, Commander General Yahanna. You know, you think all these cats then came before, you think they didn't really, think they really something. I ain't trying to diss nobody, but they don't hold a candle to Commander General Yahanna, man. He gonna put it down, and he gonna let our people know what in the hell we should be doing because of this very serious and dangerous time that's approaching. Better turn on that news and pay attention to that news, man. These countries are getting ready to go to war. Armageddon is near. You understand? And so you better be ready, man. You know what I mean? So he gonna be putting that down. Definitely would like to have you in attendance, and if possible, I see you got this your media site right here. I would like to. I already got some interviews set up in Chicago, but I definitely would like for you, if that's okay, Captain Shot. You know what I mean? To set up an interview with Commander General Yahanna. He gonna come up a couple weeks in advance, and he gonna try to do an interview with all social media sites in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? If possible. So I definitely like to get together and schedule that. You know what I mean? With you, whenever you would like. Yeah. So to complete the weekend, Saturday we're gonna be at the Bantu Festival. You know, we're gonna have a couple booths out there, go out there, mingle with the people. And then Sunday, we're gonna have our cookout on the west side of Chicago at man, we switched the parks. It's not Douglas Park. Man, I can't think of it. It should be Cap, you got the flyer?
Yeah, let me see if it's gonna be here. Hold on.
Okay. Garfield Park.
Garfield Park.
Yeah, it's gonna be at Garfield Park. The cookout 11 a.m. To 8 p.m. at Garfield Park on Sunday, and that'll complete the weekend. Okay. So people go. I'll let you get your information first. I'll come after you as far as my personal information.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Like that's what I wanted you on for. Being that you from Chicago, I think it would be beneficial if people hear you out.
I ain't no sweat. So, as I was stating earlier, we got a school on 9909 Roosevelt Road in Westchester, Illinois. Classes Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. My name is Captain Mawquad. You can go to my Facebook page, put basically Mawquad, Banya Howada, and on Facebook and Instagram. Our Facebook page for as far as the school is called Windy City, I.S.U.P.K. Windy City. You know what I'm saying? Have all our information on their contact about the school and all of that. You know what I mean? And I think that's pretty much as far as my personal info. And anybody got any questions, I could be reached at 773-812-7281 as well.
Do me a favor, brother. In the private chat, put your number and information. I'm gonna send you my number and everything, and we'll talk on the back end as well.
You put it in the chat.
Put it in the private chat on here.
Is this I ain't sure. Let me see.
When you said you was here,
I can send it to you. It's
okay.
I think as he's on the phone, he ain't gonna see the side.
Right. You on the phone?
I think I'm in the cap.
Okay, no sweat.
Okay, because I forgot you. I thought you was on the computer, brother.
No, I'm in the private chat.
Okay, brother. Mashak, go ahead and speak. I see you. Say your information, everything out there, my brother.
Definitely, Captain Mashak. I'm based in Washington, D.C. Just type in ISUPK Washington, D.C. on any platform, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever it is, Instagram, you're going to find us. You know what I mean? We're doing classes, you know, Monday through Wednesday and Saturday at the camp. We're on the street at the corner of 7th and 8th Street Northwest in Washington, D.C., right outside Gallery Place, Chinatown Metro. So that's where you could find us. Again, we're under Command and General Yahanna, you know what I mean, who rocking it out day in and day out and teaching us how to be. If I could just ask one more question too, right? Yeah. Okay, now I know the guy who you said, the Professor Max, right? Professor Max. Mm-hmm. All right. If he is a white man and he's saying he is down for the all he's concerned with is the truth. I saw him put that comment in there. He's only concerned about the truth. And that's what he's there for. And he said, we're not speaking about him. We're speaking about, you know, there's some whites. And there's a degree of truth to that. Because, of course, when we say the white man, we are not saying every single white man. We are talking about those who are in power, who set up a system that every white man benefits from. Right. So there is a degree of truth into what he's saying. Now, I want to ask him a question. If he is talking about the truth, and he quoted the same thing I just said about Martin Luther King, and again, I'm not judging him by his skin color. If we're looking at the track record of the white man, are your people the devil that the earth has seen? Who else has made animals extinct? That wasn't Lil Wayne, wasn't Jay-Z, wasn't the Bloods and the Crips that made animals extinct. The gangster disciples and the El Salvadorian gang, MS-13, they didn't drop bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They didn't do that. They didn't enslave people. If you are concerned about the truth, I'm asking you, you say you're a white man and we're not talking about you and you're supposedly a good white man. Is your people the devil of the earth? That's all I'm asking. You know. That's all I'm asking. Do you agree that your people are the devil of the earth? That's all I'm asking.
If he says yes, does that change anything?
That would mean he's an honest white man.
Right. Oh,
and that's a rarity. That's a rarity.
Okay.
That would mean he's an honest white man. He still can be part of us. And once again, this is not personal.
No, I ain't talking about joining nothing like that. I'm just like you just
said. No. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it for the record.
I know. Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying it for the record. He still can be one of us. And this is not personal. I'm not going to see him just on the street and just single him out and be, hey, you devil, you bro, Mex, or whatever. That's not what we're about.
Yeah, right.
We're about what we go after is a higher. We're talking about raising our nation and toppling a whole system, a whole government that built their empire on our backs. We're talking about building a nation. We're not concerned with every single individual oppressor. So this is not nothing personal. I could see him and sit at the, I could sit at the same table with a devil. What I'm talking about is your empire and your system that has benefited tremendously off the blood, sweat, and tears of every single one of my people. Every single one. Now, again, I'm asking your, he taking a little bit long to respond. He was posting a lot of comments just now. That's why I waited. He was posting a lot of comments now. I just asked that question, and I can't see the response. It's hard for oppressors to tell the truth, and that's the problem we have. It's hard. It's hard. I would like to see if you're an honest white man. You see what he put? We're allies. Could you put that up on the screen, Mr. Palmer? We're allies. That's what he put. Could you put his, we're allies? You see why I say the white man is the devil?
So because he say that we're allies, that makes him a devil? Or because he didn't answer your question?
No, well, devil means deceiver. So are we allies? Where's the white Philando Castile that got murdered on Independence Day weekend with his wife in the front seat and his daughter in the back? Where's the white Eric Garner that got choked out by black officers? Where's the white Sandra Bland? Where's the white, what's the sister up there in Minnesota who they kicked in her door? They kicked in her door and shot her in the process. I forget her name.
I don't know about that one.
It happened a couple of years ago.
I just say it's so many that happened. I don't
I forget her name.
Show me. Say again.
I forget her name, Cap.
Yeah, please somebody find her name. Breonna Taylor. Where's the white?
That was in Breonna. That was in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, that was in Kentucky.
I don't know about that. That was Kentucky.
Where is the white Emmett Hill that got drowned at the bottom of a lake because a black woman said he whistled? Where is that? Where is the postcards? There's a book called Without Sanctuary, where they made postcards after they lynched us and set us on fire with picnic and having pick a nigger. If we're allies, we should share the same thing, the same pain. Show me where you are an ally in our pain. You can't show it. You can't show it. And you can't even be honest about the crimes of your people. That shows me you are just like your people. You may not have ever harmed a black person. You may not have ever did anything to black people. You might really love black people, but you can't even tell the truth on behalf of black people. Insane. Insane. White man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's what I'm going to leave you all with. I appreciate your time, Mr. Palmer, and thank you for having me on. I pray we could do this again sometime.
Actually, yeah, I do want to do it. I do want to do it again. I want to have a variety of people in different faith to come on here and if they speak in the truth and speak their piece. So I do want that. I definitely want to hear from different perspectives. See, when you was talking about child support and stuff like that, you talked about it on the spiritual aspects. See, I don't talk about it on the spiritual aspects, but a lot of stuff that you were saying, I have said, but it wasn't on the spiritual aspect. So, and even when you say that you have to find your way to your faith, that still comes to one of the things I say as men and as women, we have to change the laws in our mind if you want to make change. So we have a lot of stuff that you said I definitely agree with. Similarities, there's things I don't agree with, but I do understand a lot of stuff you say that I do disagree with. Like, okay, I understand from your standpoint. I understand. So
and if I could, the stuff you say that's spiritual. Okay, once again, just to put the name of the school is Universal Practical Knowledge. Like, okay. We don't deal in the fairy tales and the intangibles. What we teach is real life.
Right.
Things
I just say spiritual, just saying nothing about the sky daddies and all that. No,
we don't deal with that. Yeah. We don't deal with that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
We do believe in the Most High Power, who is in the fourth dimension,
right?
And we do believe our King Christ is definitely returning from the sky, a physical man with a military. And listen, our oppressor believes that same thing, even though he doesn't admit. That's why he has all this space programs and sending a military to space. This Bible is a real book. However, this Bible also is real and live and practical. And that's why so many things you echoed, I could have showed it to you in the Bible, because it's real.
That's right.
Real place.
Right, and another reason why I brought you on here, just like have brought others, because we both, or we, all three of us, speak the truth in some type of way, and it's somebody that don't like us, they're against us, even though it's truth being spoken. So, and we're considered radicals. We considered anti this and anti that, and you hateful and all that, which that's not the case. So, that's why I respect what y'all do. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people is not gonna go out there and call out the fuckery. They will sit back and do what the mother guys do, is take up for the person is with their bad behavior. So I definitely salute y'all. I hope y'all continue to do that, because it need to be called out, men and women. So it's a start for me. That's a start of change, because if you don't say nothing, then there ain't no chance of hope change anything.
No.
So,
definitely so. You know, again, thank you for having us on. Thank you for your time. You know what I mean? And you for sure, you run a real professional show, brother. And brothers like yourself is what our oppressor hates to see. Like, we are on the extreme end of black masculinity, of what they call toxic masculinity. So I understand you're not going to see that every day, but they're brothers, everyday brothers, who want better for our people. And you definitely one of them. And you carry this show how it should be carried. You carry this platform how it should be carried. And I see why they try to shut you down. I know I heard the story. Officer Bakwash told me you had a channel with ridiculous subscribers.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, man. My Instagram, my TikTok, yeah, they shut me down. This is more lenient out of all of them. They gave me strikes, but I, beat it. But they the most lenient, believe it or not.
Listen, because you represent something they spend millions of dollars to kill in the earth, which is the spirit of a black man. The spirit to say that's wrong. It doesn't. A brother doesn't even need to know the Bible to know something's wrong.
I agree with that.
You don't need to know that this is wrong. What's going on here is wrong, and to be able to say it, they don't want you to say nothing like that. So I pray the Lord, blesses you to carry on this thing, and and give a voice to brothers and sisters as well. It would be good for you to have a sister up in here. You know what I mean? To say her piece.
I got one, Dallas D. She ain't here, but that's one of the sisters I do have on like once a week. And I even had on here to talk about the brother that got killed in the Maxwell, and she said the same thing. She said, I'm not speaking on a woman's perspective. I'm speaking on a human's perspective. See, that's the type of people I like to talk to, because it's not about man and woman, but the way our society and our women do, they make this as a gender war. I don't call it gender war.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's no gender war. But what I was referring to is someone who is from that ilk or from that background of what, as you say, the baby mama terrorists. It would be good to have somebody on and prove their point of view.
I tried. I had some did come on here, but they don't come on here like that. They might be in the chat. They not gonna come up here. Like if I say come up here, let's speak, because I tell them, you come up here, I'm not gonna disrespect you. I ain't gonna call you out your name. I'm not gonna cuss at you, none of that. We're gonna talk as adults here, and we're gonna plead our case. That's what we're supposed to do. They won't come up on here.
Yep.
I would like for them to come. I did in the beginning. They don't really come on here.
Listen. I'm open all the time for any sort of interaction. You know what I mean? Only because I know the value of our people for sure. And again, I pray you stay on and keep growing and doing your thing, Mr. Palmer. You know what I mean? I checked out your content a lot, and it's something that's missing from the internet.
We're gonna stay in tune, especially my brother in Chicago. We're gonna stay in tune, because I definitely want to do stuff out on the street. I'm not just a social media man just sitting behind it. I live on a couch, but it ain't the only thing I do for a living. I do come outside sometimes, and I do want to put this out there for the streets to see, because everybody's not on social media.
Right, man, brother. With that being said, I definitely want you to come on out for this Midwest Fire weekend, man.
Okay.
Bring your camera, you know what I mean, and whomever else you may be connected with, you know what I'm saying. All Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people are invited to this event.
Yep. I'll hit you up tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay.
Talk about that.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate y'all, man. What y'all got planned for the night, man? It's 9 o'clock, 9:30 y'all time. Well, now you in Chicago, so it's 8:30. It's your 8:30.
Yeah, I'm sitting here waiting at, my wife, while we was doing this interview, My wife brought me some Popeyes that's been sitting right next to me the whole time we've been talking. And she put a ton of pressure. I've been trying to stay focused on this interview as much as possible, but she had made it hard.
That's the power of femininity. That's
Real
right.
talk.
we ain't hear her say a thing. We ain't hear her.
And you shouldn't. Now, how many wives you got?
Man, like the brother say, man, we never give the actual number, man, because that's always, you know why? That could all change in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, I do have more than one woman. It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No sister left behind. I ain't getting rid of one woman because I like another. You know what I'm saying? I'ma just keep them both. You know what I'm saying? Raise them both, and that's how I go down.
That's it. That's it. There's stack a stable of bad broads. Just stack a whole people and just you show them off to everybody and show this world for one moment in their life what a black man looks like and a black household looks like and the power and the value and how beautiful it is. That's what we need to see. We need to see what that really looks like and see the children and see everything and just be like, it's the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
I appreciate y'all, my brother. I am going to stay in touch. And yeah, we're going to do it again. It ain't because of a video that y'all did. It might be some stuff that I do. I might want to hear y'all perspective on the spiritual aspect. So I'll definitely down for that. And also outside the streets, that's where we should be anyway. So, you know, but what I did was a start. So and my goal is to be on the street. So yeah.
Listen, brother, that ain't no diminishing nothing. Right now, because of this oppressor on his internet, the information highway is the street. Like you reaching a whole ton of people with everything you do. You definitely just keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely, man. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I will contact y'all tomorrow. Text me I got your stuff, brother. If y'all got personal Facebooks, text it to me so I can follow y'all back on my Facebook as well.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. I text it Commandant General Yahanna's information too. Everybody
text me his stuff. Text me all y'all got. Text to me and I'll be following, subscribe, and everything else. We good.
Yeah, everybody check him out for sure. You know.
Okay. All right, my brothers. Y'all definitely be safe out there, and I enjoyed y'all. We're gonna do it again.
All right,
brother. Appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you having me.
Sir. Yes, sir. Y'all be safe out there.
Okay.
All right.
Sure. All right. Shalom.
All right, y'all. Shout out to the Couch Gang, man. This was a good but controversial video. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody's not gonna agree with everything that I say, and also what they say. But I tell y'all this. If y'all have anybody that's in different faith, if y'all got somebody with the Nation of Islam, you got somebody that's Catholic, that's Jewish, that's Jehovah's Witness, and so on, that want to come on here and talk about masculinity, want to talk about these baby mama terrorists, the system and everything on a spiritual aspect, I have no problem with that. I'm down for that. I want to hear from different faith that's willing to talk about that, because see, the problem is a lot of people with different faith is not going to talk about this. They're not going to talk about this. They don't want to talk about this because most of them ain't real, and most of them are going to worry about losing their dollar amount if they call out these baby mama terrorist serpents. You see what I'm saying? So don't think that this show is just for Israelites or the I.S.U.P.K. I might be saying it wrong. Make sure I say it right.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby. Run that shit up, Trey.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, throw that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. He ain't locked in with the cow. Then when you speaking to me for? Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad. Got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb. Yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitches either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah. I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I came to do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. 6 shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.